Okay now. Okay.
Ẹ̀jẹ̀ mi ni ẹ kí n gbọ́, àkànbí ewé ayò, ewé tún méje, ìtún ló ní ọ̀tún ẹ̀ ṣe, ìfà ló ní kan fà ẹ̀ mọ́ra, àìbínú gbogbo àtàrẹ, gbogbo méjì ọkà bàbà, gbogbo mẹ́ta ọkà wáṣẹ́, orí ló túmọ̀ ẹ̀dùn, gbogbo ọ̀nà ní túmọ̀ ẹsẹ̀. Akọni ìmọ̀ tú ìmọ̀ ọjọ́, ìmọ̀ èmi ni wọn kì í dálẹ̀. Bọ́bá lọ mẹ́lẹ́mọ́, wá fi jóye ẹlẹ́mọ́. Akọni wọ́n bá lọ gbé fèrè, wá fi jóye olùkó. Bọ́wọ́ wọn bá tẹ̀ mí, wá fi jóye aláre. Àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta parapọ̀, wọ́n wá jọ ń pẹ́ mọ́, ẹ̀ẹ́mọ́ olóko jẹ. Wọ́n pa Akíntọ́lá, Akíntọ́lá ọmọ Ògún. Wọ́n pàdé Ìyọ̀dà, ọmọ Àtàlàbọ̀bà. Àkànbí wọ́n pàdé Ṣàtàdá bẹ́, ọmọ ọba Ìjẹ̀bú Mèrè. Aṣíwájú odò gbólùkẹrẹ, ajagun lólòdì ọ̀run. Tó bá ṣe pé tìyẹ, tó bá ṣe pé tìyẹ, lọ́ bá ń darí jọ wí. Àgbèrò ni kò ń gbọ́wọ́, ọ̀gọ́ ti ṣìgìdì máa gbé, àgétì ló máa ń gbé, àyàn ti ìlàyàn ewúrẹ́. Ọlọ́run dákun má padà lẹ́yìn ẹ, kó má gbàgbé ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́. Aṣíwájú Ọlọ́run dákun má padà lẹ́yìn ẹ. Àkànbí Ọlọ́run dákun má padà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. Ọkọ̀ Olúrẹ̀mí Ọlọ́run dákun má padà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. Òdòlé sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, gọ́fúnà sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, dẹ́pútì sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, ọ̀túnbá sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, spíkà sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, bàbá Ìjẹ̀bú.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday to you all. You're all welcome to our Sunday sermon this morning. Thank you all for coming. The first story we're going to start with today is about the Uganda parents that celebrated their gay son's wedding to a Nigerian lover. So please, can you just play the clip, woman, so that we can chat about it after.
It was not only sexual, but there's something deeper. It is what you are, and you are not going to change for somebody, even for your parents. If that is what you are.
Mom, Dad, John, everybody, I'm gay. And then my heart ran straight away to toilet. You can say I'm gay, but it's not ill. It's not going to die. It's just love. I can't see myself dumb my child for love. Toji and Andrew, I can know that they are my children. They're going to be my children the rest of my life until I die.
Being gay was not just being gay. It was.
Yeah, thank you, one man. So that's just about that. So it's just for us to discuss how this thing is going in our world now. So we just want to know, is this the African order now for parents to accept their children regardless if they want to be gay or lesbian? So I think that it's such a deep topic. Yeah, I think you should accept your children no matter what, regardless of their sexual orientation. I think you can't just say because one of your child is going to that kind of area, then you're going to disown that child. So I think it's deeper than what we see. So assuming one of my boys come out today to tell me he's gay, I would think I failed in my duties to properly bring him up the way he should. I won't I won't disown him. I would just have to love him more because something went wrong. So that's what I believe. I don't believe in all this story that they came into this world like that. That is their own sexual orientation from where they're coming from. No, something actually happened. This is a learned behavior. Somebody must have done something at one point or the other to your child. So it's your fault. That's what I believe. People will come argue about that, but I so much believe most people don't parent the way they should parent. So we can't say these parents are saying that they accept their son the way he is, then we will start faulting them. No, I think they're doing the right thing. And I think that's how people should go about it. If we fail in one way or the area to bring up our children the way we are supposed to, or to be ever present for them, then we should be able to face the music when it comes to us. So I don't think disowning a child because of the sexual orientation is the best way to go. No, I don't support that. But I know a lot of people will say they're going to disown their kids or no. I don't think so. You as a parent too, you must have lack in your parental duty one way or the other before your child can choose something else. So don't just say it's the child's fault. No, you as a parent failed at one stage or the other. So let's just be more sensitive to things like this. So I will invite Zita to share our own opinion regarding this. Let's listen to Zita. Zita, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Dulcie, you see this thing. I keep telling people I'm kind of confused about it. In as much as they try to explain to me, I'm kind of confused because from birth, are you that way? 90% of them growing up at a particular point, that's when they deviate.
exactly.
So if when you were younger, you were not thinking at that direction, and all of a sudden you
Yeah,
deviate, then
yeah,
according to what you said, there is something that happened.
exactly.
But then, for me, the first time I asked a question about this, it was actually my father I asked, and he said that he believed it's a psychological problem. But nobody wants to tell us the truth. To really examine these people, find out what actually is wrong or right about them. Because we cannot just start believing them. Because when you look at statistics, suicide rate is high among them, rape case is high among them. And it's not that they rape the same thing they believe in. They actually do rape the opposite. So, what is actually wrong? We cannot just say, okay, that's what they said. Let's take it like that. I mean, I don't understand, but maybe somebody should help me.
No, I
Are we
think
going to
Zita,
accept
you're
anything
very right.
anybody tells us?
You're very right. A lot of these people are traumatized people too. They have one thing or the other they're dealing with. If you check them very well. So that's why a particular person will say they want to be trans. They will change their, sex to another one. Then after a while, they will sue the surgeon that's helped
Yeah.
them to do that surgery,
Mhm.
because they're not that balanced. So people should be more careful when we are dealing with people like this.
Yeah,
So
it
yeah,
shouldn't be
yeah,
something we should accept, like somebody said something and wants an will I call it a different or deorientate himself or herself,
yeah.
and we say, yeah, let's leave them the way they are. I am not saying anybody should do anything to them, but can science help us in this area?
Yeah, I
Because
think
they're not
there's a lot
helping
of
us.
research.
Huh?
There's a lot of research going on regarding this, Zita.
But
There's a
the
lot
thing
of
has been going
research.
on for
Yeah.
so many years, and then up until Barack Obama passed it as a bill in the United States, it became more rampant. So why haven't science help us? I
No,
believe
there's.
these people actually do need help.
I agree.
I believe so. Even when they don't tell me or they don't say it, I believe so, because most of them, even in their functionalities in life, although I have a friend in the office who is, and then one day I was asking him, I said, why is it that sort of you don't actually really behave normal? I mean, like he said, yeah, because that he's always like that because the society are not accepting them. I said, no, that's not the reason. What is this? I'm here. We just we go to lunch together. We do everything together. But I noticed there is something about the way you behave that I believe something is wrong. But
I
he
agree
keep
with you.
putting it on the society, so I let it be.
No,
I
I
let it be.
agree.
He keep telling me he is he she. So he was the first, right? And she later. Okay. So he is she now. Well, he's a very good friend of mine. But I noticed that there are some kind of score somewhere. And when I try to present it to him, like, hey, what's going on? I have three of you as friends, but anytime I notice it's not really normal. But they keep saying it's the society. I don't know what that means.
It's not the society.
They
Is
said the society is not accepting them. That's why they behave. Sometimes they knock off. Something is wrong. Look, Ducey, I must
yeah.
say, so if you stay with them, like stay with them, if you're a friend of any of them, you will know that, jail. But the society don't want to help them. So let them keep marrying themselves.
But it's not even it's illegal in the African, most of the African
No, some African
countries.
countries are banning it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not. Well, let's talk about this, our Africa in the first place. In Africa, do you know in Africa, well, let me say in Africa, a woman can marry a woman. You know that?
Which of the African country are you talking about here?
Every African country, a woman can marry a woman.
Really, in Nigeria too? I've never
Yes,
heard that before.
a
Okay.
woman can marry traditionally.
Traditionally, okay.
Yes. If you are a a woman that can't have a child, you can marry another woman to have children for you.
For your
Tradition.
husband, right?
No, 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 no. You
Okay.
don't even have a husband.
Okay.
You marry that woman, he stays with you as your wife, then she can do whatever and be having children. You can
I've
check
never
the
heard that.
tradition of Africa. They do it in
Okay.
Africa. But the difference is that you don't have, the woman that married you don't have romantic attachment to you. You get the point?
I
But in
get you.
this very case, they do have romantic attachment. So I would say, in as much as Africans marry the same sex when it comes to women, but then the one we are talking about is totally different from what happens in our tradition.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this very one we are talking about, honestly, sincerely speaking, anytime it comes, I face it, I feel so confused about it. And every day they keep empowering them, I get more confused. Because you said you like your opposite. Within you and the opposite, you want to defer the law of biology. You said biology is wrong. You say you have the right to your body. But the question I ask, do you have the right to another person's body? Because most of them go to adopt children, babies. You cannot produce within yourself. That is biologically, which you have already overruled, that is not existing, as long as you're concerned. Biology should not, science should not tell you who you are, that you have the right to say who you are. So now science is gone. The same science is playing another phase in that your decision. And then you want to go and adopt a child that science produced. The same science, their theory produced that child. You want to go and do. So look, Lucy, it's a whole confusion for me. Honestly, sincerely speaking. I used to tell people, for fun, I don't really mind, because when you are young, you do a lot of stupid things. Young people do a lot of stupid things. I keep saying that. But when it comes to marrying each other, do see that's a step too far. And then go and adopt children, and then go and pay for what do they call it again? This one that you pay for somebody to have the child for you. I
Yeah,
mean,
surrogate.
I honestly, sincerely speaking, I don't get it. But my dear sister, you
Yeah.
know, in some places, when you say you don't get it, you have committed an offense. But me, I will continue saying I don't get it. And my opinion actually do not really matter. But the thing I'm saying is that I believe this group of humans need help.
I agree totally.
Because for somebody to walk into it started gradually. Look, you talk about them. You talk about them cutting off some part of their body. It started somewhere. People started doing cosmetic surgery, cutting off some part of their body they don't like, removing some part, putting it in the other part, throwing some part away. It was legalized. They tell you it's their body. They have the right to chop off anywhere they want to chop off. And this group of people come their own. They have the right to chop off any any part of their body. But what I don't understand, when you chop off that, why do you look for the function of that thing? Because if you are a man, one day you wake up, you say you don't want to be a man again, you want to be a woman, you chop off your thing and become a woman. And then you go to adoption. I really do have issue on this, their adoption. Honestly, sincerely speaking, I really do have issue on that one. You are going to take what the function you throw away, what you throw away, you are going to look for the function elsewhere. It doesn't really make sense to me. But
Yeah. Thank you so much, Zeta, for your submission. Tell me, can you unmute? Let's hear your submission regarding this
Hello.
topic. Hi.
Yes. Hello, everyone. So, man, when I saw this topic, I was like, yeah, how are we going to address this? But Ms. Zita mentioned how when it was legalized, I remember when America legalized gay marriage, back in, was it 2011? And I was wondering, why was it so important? In America, there are benefits to marriage, when it comes to taxes. and it seemed as if what was the gain from it? And I can see now that there were, same-sex couples that wanted that same benefit from marriage taxes. So that's why it was big then. But even before then, you had European countries already legalizing it. Back in that era, it was very taboo to even mention this topic. And now it's so common. I was wondering which country this couple married, and I'm seeing her is in France. And I know if it was most African countries are against it. I know South Africa completely legalized gay marriage, because of its more Western ideals, but most of Africa won't accept it, especially in the majority Islamic states. I remember America, was it 2 years ago, was trying to challenge African leaders on legalizing gay marriage and making it more acceptable in society, but most of the presidents were against it. Specifically, the Ugandan president was being challenged that if you do not allow it to be more acceptable, we could cut ties with you. And that was a huge threat. And I was wondering, these same Western countries are threatening African countries to legalize gay marriage, but they won't go to the Middle East where they get their oil to demand the same standard. And they won't. They want to bully African countries to accept it. Me personally, it's not my place to judge, but I don't think it's, I also agree with everyone when they say there is some mental or traumatic experiences they've had. Because if you speak to someone, they will people who have testimonies on their past will tell you they were abused, usually when they were younger, and it led to their culture now. And because we're in a society that's more accepting, instead of getting help, it's to just embrace it. And then it's leading to all these other, sexualities, transgender this, pansexual, all these weird titles. You have transgenders or people from a young age being encouraged or coerced to remove their body parts. But what's funny is the same trend is now backfiring. Many of these young people get to a certain point where they realize they made a mistake, and they're suing hospitals, suing healthcare professionals for coercing them into cutting off their own member. And these are children being manipulated into this new society of, oh, let's do this, let's do that. But it's going to backfire because, it's a trend now, but the data is showing it's a problem. And it will be the same for the LGBT community when people realize that it's not always a benefit. And for me, let them live their life and, face that experience themselves, because we can't really reinforce people to change. They have to go through it sometimes. But of course, when you lose your body part, that's over. You can't reverse that. So at the same time, we need to wake them up that if you make this decision, there's no turning back. And when it comes to gay marriage, I personally don't see why marriage is important for people who just, love each other, but they're the same gender. Why do you need to marry? And then the adoption part, that's where I crossed the line. Because now we're seeing studies showing how some children struggle. Many cases where it's not really an adoption. But I don't want to touch on that yet. I want to hear what everyone else has to say. Well, thank you for letting me.
No, there's a lot of people saying that now, that some of these children too are sexually molested in these marriages. So that is why a lot of people are now trying to talk against it. Even the Pope talked against it. Yeah, maybe these people should just get married and be alone with each other instead of bringing children into this kind of arrangement.
That's the area I always do have issue with them. You want, it's your life, live it. Take your decision with another person, but involving kids,
children.
Don't we think that is sacrilegious?
I can hear you very well now, woman.
All right, Brendan, carry on.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Don't you think that is sacrilegious? Involving children?
Yeah. I think it's not fair. It's not fair on those kids.
Like this man in question now, he's a full-blown man. Mhm. He can take a decision whether you support him, you don't support him. Right? At a particular time in one's life, your parents, you owe them respect, adoration, but all those things they have on you before is all gone, like feeding you, paying your school fees, buying your clothes, taking care of you, giving you shelter. You've somewhat outgrown it. I will not say parents, because sometimes in life, according to some psychologists, we tell you there are three phases in one's life. And then at a particular stage in your life, your parents are no longer there. Because I know that there are some people that are orphans, but they are in this. They were born orphans and they're in this. So their parents were in no way involved. And there are some people who are orphans that are not
No,
in
we are
this.
talking about how you were raised.
Yeah,
Not,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
There are some people too who didn't have opportunity of anybody raising them. But they are good. Very nice people in the society.
Depends
They
on your,
understand life. But
on your
there are
background.
some people that were, I must say this. Look, Doomsy, there are some people that their parents are even pastors and men of God are into this. I
Those are the ones that are even,
so I
they are
wonder,
so damaged. Those people that you talked about just now. Religion damages a lot of people.
Sorry, Zeta. You are talking about people whose parents are men of God that are in this.
Yes.
But really, it's even the men of God, especially in the Muslim faith, that are into this.
Exactly.
You know, all those are magic boys.
How about Catholics?
Catholics, you know. So this thing is quite rampant. But really, the idea that men can marry men now, I think is something that the African society has to surrender to, because there's no escaping it. So it's not Adam and Eve anymore. It's Adam and Steve.
Well, man.
Okay, there's someone here. Who is this person? Can you unmute and let's hear you? Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Babati, the majestic
Oh, Babati. Hi, Babati. Yeah.
Well, I just had to, I couldn't help myself. I had to come up. So good evening, Dupsy and everyone on the platform, to Temi AI and One Man and everybody listening. I think this is what is uncomfortable that we have to adjust to. You must be prepared for all eventualities. And in this context, you have to brace yourself, because this is coming, and it's, as a matter of fact, it's already on the African soil. It's going to spread like wildfire, and they're going to do everything necessary to pressurize. Now, I don't know if Niger will be the last, but at some point, we will succumb to that pressure. Ghana is already gone at this point. They successfully exploited them with this so-called year of return. And when you give over 300,000 people citizenship that subscribe to those kind of lifestyles, this is what you get. So Ghana will eventually pass that because they need the money. More African countries will embrace this lifestyle. Now, when I say embrace the eventuality, what I'm saying is it's more of how does the culture adjust to that reality? Because also you have Nigerian diasporas too that also influence the culture. So as they return home and you have diasporans, Black coming from America, coming on the African soil. And if you look at data, Black America tend to support that lifestyle more compared to everybody else. So if you had that same group of people coming on the African soil with that kind of mindset and lifestyle, in fact, impacting your culture, how long does your culture have before it starts to evolve? So what I'm saying is we can talk about it, but we have to brace ourselves because it's already here. And I don't know how long this so-called culture can hold on to what you deem as African or as traditional, because there's going to be some changes into that so-called African culture down the line. So how we adjust to that reality is what I don't know. But I think it's here, and we have to brace ourselves for that eventuality. But it's here.
Thanks so much, Babati. So I think that's it. But we should be cautious about how we help our children, especially when they're young. We should be very vigilant, and we should know how to parent them properly, because I believe this is something that people learn somehow and they got used to. So I don't believe anybody brought this from heaven or God created anybody like this. It's a learned behavior. People learn this. So
Can
I think,
can I
yeah.
say one thing about
Okay,
what?
Timmy, go ahead.
Yeah, I've noticed that these mostly Western countries have allowed gay marriage. It's more open now, but now you're seeing a rise in studies, and you would find that most of these gay marriages don't last. They have the highest divorce rates,
Is it
especially
78%? 78% as of last month. So yeah.
yes, and higher with even women to women, domestic violence. I think in a way the industry of marriage has been encouraged in this community, this LGBT community, also for revenue sake as well, and also for the divorce courts as well. This is a way for them to make more money. If you can encourage marriage among people who have these problems, that's what I will call it, and then still have the highest divorce rates, it's showing us there is a trend. Um, when someone mentioned it's going to be normalized in Africa, I think it's going to take a long time before most African countries even play this trend. I understand this. Ghana will definitely be the next. South Africa, because of their Western white population, they've encouraged that. But I've seen this trend, and I think in the next 20, 30 years, all these studies will prove that these aren't successful. As much as they want to tolerate and accept people's new way of life, the
Uh,
studies are showing us it's not beneficial for them either.
Femi, tell
Yeah,
me, sorry, I apologize.
no worries.
So, this is where I'm coming from when I say the eventuality that you should brace yourself. Because people that have this discussion, they only focus on the way they see things. Think about the way your kids, because if you look at the data, our kids actually are more accepting of that. Not that the practice is necessarily, but they are more understanding or willing to even entertain or have friends in that community compared to what you have. So it's not about what you think, just it's what your kids think, what their friends think about this lifestyle. So if you think so, when I say eventually it's going to happen, it's not our own generation, it's the next generation that comes after us that will accept that. Not because they subscribe to that lifestyle necessarily, but they will be more willing to accommodate that into the culture.
I need to come in here.
That is what the problem is. That's where it is, not you.
Is it that Dewale that is speaking?
No. It's a good, sorry, I was just trying to clarify something with Tammy, but yeah, that was my point.
Okay. You see this acceptance you guys are talking about. I always tell people that, when you put restrictions on something, it becomes too sweet. Everybody will want to have it. Why is being restricted? That is the only thing I see as an advantage for legalizing this thing. Let them do it. I'm seeing it as an experiment. Now you mentioned high rate of divorce. I wish to add, they have the high rate of suicide in the society. I wish to add again that the highest rate of rape is among them. Now, these three things we have mentioned, is it what the society wants? That is one. Secondly, if 50% of the society go same-sex as what we are looking forward to, like accepting it, to make it an everyday life, just like one man said, it's no longer Adam and Eve, it's going to be Adam and Steve, and it's going to be Eve and Eve, and things like that. Who is going to produce? Because already the world is lacking behind in production. So who is going to cover that space? So it is something I will actually call an experiment. We are not going to, I'm not saying at a point people are going to be violent against them. No, that's not what I'm saying. But at a point, everybody will realize it's not working. I'm not looking at it as something that will be generally accepted and they start happening. If that's what you people think, I'm not looking at that direction. But I'm looking at the direction that at a point is going to be something that we say, man, this thing is not working on. Thank you.
Okay, thanks everybody. Let's move on to the next topic. One man, can you play the clip? Thanks.
Was just because of beans, that the beans was not soft enough for a man to eat. I've experienced coma, go 3 times. I'm telling you my life history.
You saw those signs. What happened? You were in love. You just ignored the signs. Continue ignoring the signs now.
There is no marriage without fights. Let us not deceive ourselves. This is a man that I know that, oh yes, he hates me, but yet he loves me.
If your husband sexually abused your child and you find out it's true, what are you going to
The
do?
man will definitely be reported.
Yeah.
But that does not feel me that I will divorce my husband. I want you to get that fact. A friend of mine was just because of beans, that the beans was not soft enough for a man to eat. I've experienced.
Thank you, woman. I only divorce, so no, I cannot divorce my husband.
So Dupsy, let me just set the scene. So this is the
Okay.
narrative of traditional women who are telling us that they will stick by their husband come what may. So the beating is the least of their concerns. They will take the beatings and continue to love and take care of him. But even if the man is inappropriate with a minor, they don't find that sufficient enough of a reason for them to divorce their husband. So this is the traditional space of firstly the Yoruba space, but probably the wider African space. And this is marriage as we know it, for better, for worse. And you know, of course, there's no real recordings of divorce within our space. And it's all for all of these reasons. When women, they take that oath of marriage, and that till death do us part is a literal thing for them.
Kudos to them. Okay. So most of those women
Coma, go 3 times.
Okay.
I'm telling you my life history.
You saw those signs. What happened? You were in love. You just ignored the signs. Continue ignoring the signs now.
There is no marriage without fights.
Oh, woman, are you trying to?
Sorry, Dupsy, carry on. Sorry,
okay.
Carry
okay.
on.
So I'm just saying that these women, I cannot divorce. All these women that talks like this, there's an underlying thing going on. These are people that were not raised with love. They were abused as a child, that have low self-esteem, that they don't even have any kind of self-worth. For better, for worse. Bawu. So some of those women, they will bring some children into the marriage, and the man will be abusing that child sexually, or even the child they have for this kind of a man. The man will abuse the child and they will keep quiet. I'm telling you now, if you're in that WhatsApp group, you are not normal. You need a psychologist.
What do you mean you are not normal? Is it not the story?
Mama, Shay, you will allow me to talk. Shay, you will allow me to talk this morning. Woman. I'm just saying that today, if you're listening to me, if you're in that WhatsApp group, you're not a normal human being. Go and see a psychologist or a psychiatrist immediately. You are not normal. It's the least of the for me to divorce.
That
divorce that you're even saying is annoying me.
Please repeat.
Which one do you want me to repeat, AI?
The one man came in. I didn't get what you said. Please repeat.
I said if you are a woman and you are in this WhatsApp group, that if your husband abuse a minor in front of you, your child or your stepdaughter, or the man beats you up all the time, and you say because of that you cannot divorce that man, you are not normal. You were not raised up with love. You were abused as a child. You are not even okay. Go see a psychologist immediately. You've got low self-esteem, sis. You are not normal. Woman, I'm listening, no, because we're going to fight this morning.
But Dupsy is a minor. Is it not a relative term? Because in some cultures and some religion, your first puberty as a female it initiates you into adulthood, and that could be as early as 12, 13.
Okay.
So are we looking at it from a Western prism? Is really the question.
I don't understand, one man, for the guy to abuse the minor, or what are you saying? Or what
No,
did you
no,
just
I'm
say?
saying what constitutes a minor even, because when a
Yeah.
girl hits puberty in some
Yeah.
cultures and some religions, they feel that she's already hit adulthood and she's ripe for marriage and copulation and whatnot. So I'm asking if we're actually looking at it from our educated, westernized point of view.
Yeah, it depends on what the law of the country says about minor, though. I don't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. If some children reach puberty on time, so you can't say because a girl of 12 years old is ripe enough, then you should now start having
And are
anything
you
with.
also saying
Yeah.
that you frown against sort of a relationship with a stepdaughter, which is not your bloodline?
One man, watch yourself this one. Don't let me beat you. You have started. What kind of a thing is this one now? So these women now that they're not okay in their mind, they're saying it doesn't matter to them, that they can't divorce their spouse because of that, or if their spouse beats them, or if you have sexual intercourse with their stepchild, or some even their own child that they have for the man. It doesn't matter. Then what matters? They are not okay in their minds. That's what I'm saying. They are not okay. They need
Dupsy,
yeah.
you know that in Islam, you know that gentle chastisement for your wife is allowed. So a little bit of gentle flogging of your wife is allowed. Just a correctional koboko for your wife is allowed in Islam.
One man, are you kidding me?
No, that is true. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, it's there. Is there. So that is why I can never follow religion, any religion in my life, because God has given my own brain. I thank God for the brain He has given me. I can never follow any religion because it's always somebody that wrote that. So probably somebody, the head of Islam, was beating his own wives. I don't know. I'm not saying anything about it. It's one man that started it too. Muslims don't come for me. I don't know how they got that, but I know it's there in their Quran that they can actually beat their wives when she's going wrong. But is your wife your slave, or is your wife an animal, for crying out loud? How can you be beating a woman? It doesn't even speak well for the psychology of the woman. How can? And these women, they are defending this, and they are not normal. These women here saying that it's okay for a man to be beating them. They can't leave the man because of that. Why? I don't understand why women would be defending this thing. It's so sad to me. It doesn't even speak well of us as women to be defending that if you're beaten up by your man, or your man do something to a minor.
Dupsy, can I ask you a question, Dupsy?
Yeah.
Do you think a woman is equal to a man?
No, I don't in any way. I don't.
Do you think a woman is lesser than a man?
Not in that terms that you say. We are all human beings. We are equal. But a man is always the head of the house. I agree to that. And respect is
if the man is the head of the house, and in that tradition, corporal punishment is the preferred correctional mode, the correctional tool. So a little bit of a gentle flogging of the wife, just
what are you talking about? Woman, this is not nice.
Just a gentle slap across the face. I mean, is that not part
oh
of
man,
our tradition?
how can you be talking like
I can't
this?
believe you are saying this.
Don't mind him, don't mind him. AI, continue. Just let me hear your submission. AI, let me hear your submission on this, please. Zita. Oh, maybe Zita is busy at the moment. Okay, tell me.
Speak?
Yes. Yeah, speak to this Zita. Yeah.
I will release one adage for you people. It's a popular Igbo adage of marriage. My tribe is one of the tribes that hold marriage, their marriage institution in Nigeria, let me not say Africa, is very strong. In my tribe, if you divorce as a woman or as a man, it kind of a dent on you, kind of difficult, more especially when you are a woman, for another man to come and remarry you. So that makes their marriage institution very strong. One of the reasons, anyway. But then there is an adage in my tribe that says a woman that the beating and the maltreatment from her husband is less, like it's not really hurting. She claims that she's staying on, she's holding on because of her children. But the one that the maltreatment is so bad, she runs away and tells you, after all, it's his children. They are not answering my name, so he can have his children. Why am I saying this? Beating, a woman asked the question, said, do you think women are less than a man? It's not a general, it's too ambiguous, it's too broad, that question. But when it comes to strength, a woman is weaker in strength than a man. And we women, what we actually do have strength in is our mouth. Oh, we can tell you anything. In fact, by the time we are done with you, the car wash will be, it will be better you went to a car wash to be cleaned up than what our mouth will do to you, our utterances. That being said, Ducey, a woman that is being beaten by her husband, more especially on regular basis, not only that is dangerous to her health, it can lead to fatality. And I don't really know the kind of love that will be existing between me as somebody that that person will raise his or her hands to hit me so bad that I will be hurting. There is no love. I don't believe in it.
I think you have been a bit excessive there, Zita.
No, that's why that's why woman,
we
that's why I
didn't
put
have
out the first adage. First adage. I put out the first adage. I'm coming to that. That was why I released that adage before I started doing my submission.
Because physical confrontations between couples is a regular occurrence within our culture. It's just something that I have. It is regrettable, but we cannot.
Which culture? Which culture?
Hold on a second.
This woman is something else.
Not the Canadian culture or the African
don't
culture.
Go there. I'm not saying
husband and wife fighting. Is it not an everyday thing? And often sometimes gets physical.
If it is a spank, an argument, a hold, a drag, well, some women can tolerate that. But when you mean beat, I'm talking about beat. That's why I use the adage first. I say a woman that the hurt is less. We tell you, I have to stay because of my children. I cannot leave my children and go. But the one that is being battered on daily or hourly basis will run away. What am I saying in essence? I'm drawing a big parallel line between it. I know some men do give their wife a hot slap. Sometimes when she says something that is, they will just, but some men actually do beat their wife. Some men actually do beat their wife. I've had a lot of stories of a man using his belt on his wife. Well, you can kill her. You can blind her. You can disfigure her. So why do that? Oh, by the way, why can't you just walk away from the marriage?
It's the heat of the moment now. You know that Zita, you know that often instances after the first flush of marriage, the relationship between husband and wife gets atrocious. There's always a friction. It may be one little thing that then builds to become a wide thing over the months and years. So often instances, the relationship between husband and wife gets atrocious. And when it spirals over, it gets physical. So I mean, especially within the African setting, we cannot shy away from that. You know, it's just the level of force So you're allowed to gently chastise your wife, surely, within our culture.
Woman, you are not allowed. If you can't keep your
Woman,
hands to yourself, then don't get married. Try and be more mature
woman,
before you
woman.
entangle yourself with
Please,
anybody.
any
So if
man,
you're
let
not
me say
mature, don't
this.
get married. That is my
Dusi,
own.
for
It's
giving me
always
this
funny when
opportunity.
people say within our
Thi-
culture you're allowed to do
This,
Don't
something.
mind them,
I
oh
don't know
Mike.
which law where
Don't
they
mind
wrote it.
them.
Where they wrote it in the
Woman,
culture that okay in this
that
culture
you
in
be behaving like an
chapter
animal.
15 verse
don't mind
22
Uh,
woman.
in the culture you're allowed to do this. I don't understand why Africans
imagine.
always say that.
That's the
Dusi,
way they debase
Dusi,
our culture, Mike. Always talking
Dusi,
down on our culture.
They will call it
Dusi.
Yeah.
culture. I don't know where it's
Uh,
written. I don't know where in the culture it says it.
always talking down on our culture. Ibo no kosi in culture to be beating your woman anyhow. Zita, continue with your
Since
submission.
you have
Yeah,
given me this opportunity, Dusi,
yeah.
let me use this opportunity to say
Okay,
this. Please,
okay.
if your a wife is doing something that is gonna lead you to hitting her, can you please walk away? Leave her. You can go somewhere else. This thing one man is saying about our tradition and our culture is I don't know about the Yoruba culture, but in Igbo culture, most rifts in marriages are being settled by the elders and the families. They chastise who is supposed to be chastised. It doesn't really mean that's why I am. There is one Yoruba adage that says it's better than to you to. I hope I get it right. Better for you to marry a bad wife from a good family than for you to marry a good wife from a bad family. Because if she's a good wife from a bad family, the family will destroy her. But if it is a bad wife from a very good family, the family will make sure they correct her. Anytime she goes about, they will tell her, no, 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 they will support you and tell her what she's doing. Thereby, you have a good marriage. But if your wife is doing something you don't like, according to one man said, our culture, you take it home. We know how we do these things in our culture and tradition. I don't know where one man got this, that the culture said you should be punching your wife if she misbehaves. I don't know, because you can kill somebody. You can kill somebody. It's not right. More especially the beating aspect is not allowed. That's sacrilegious. That's sacrilegious. You can walk away. You don't need to give her some time. Walk
Zita
away.
is about
She will come back to her
brainwash.
senses.
It's about brainwash. They've brainwashed a lot of Africans to be talking down on their culture. It's these people, it's these white people that usually behave like animals with their women, not the black men. They respect their women so much and they usually talk highly about their women. So I don't know where people are taking this from. That is our culture to be beating women. We don't behave like animals. They were the people that were behaving like animals. So I don't know how they turned everything around to become black culture, to be punching women. I don't know where they got that from. This is so sad. Tell me, let me hear your submission regarding this, please.
Yes, it's not an easy topic to hear, especially if you've witnessed it before. And I've always been surprised by how, when it comes to divorce rates, domestic violence isn't even in the top 5 reasons why people split. It's usually either financial problems or disagreement or lack of intimacy. But domestic violence, I would think more people would break up because of that, but a lot of people don't, because usually it starts before it gets physical. The manipulation, the narcissism, it can feed on that person's mindset. A woman, even men who are abused in their own marriages, which is not talked on either. But it's like it's a taboo topic, or we will channel it to a different way. Oh, it's a religious thing, or you're allowed to hit your wife. Or maybe in Islam, but that's not something to you know pronounce in Christianity. As a man, you're meant to sacrifice yourself for your family. How is getting physical with your wife like that a representation of that? It's strange. And again, I was kind of thrown off by the other option, where your child is being abused in the house and that's not giving you a reason to divorce them. Wait, it's not. That's not even the main problem here. I see it as like guilty by association. You're allowing your husband to abuse a child, and now we're trying to change the meaning of what
Sorry,
man
Timmy.
is.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Timmy. Is the age of that child a consideration in your as you
Now we're
follow?
playing. Let's say the person is of legal age. Your
Right.
child is being touched. When are we going to say that that child wasn't consented? You're living under a man's house and he's sexually touching you, and we're going to claim, oh, they're having a romantic relationship. Can we, like, I feel like we're trying to play nuance, but let's say this is an underage child, okay, 12, 13, being abused, not having a romantic relationship with this man, being sexually abused in a house. Let's forget because of the age what's consensual. If you're living under someone's roof, you don't have a choice, and then your mother is allowing you to do that, is allowing the man to do that, that's guilty by association. That's how I see it. If you witness someone murder, you are guilty, and then you say nothing about it, you are guilty by association. Because okay, in whatever legal boundaries, that man could be arrested and sent to prison. Talk less of divorce. That's different. You're allowing your husband to touch a child. Okay, and then also domestic violence. I feel like that's a completely separate category because it's very difficult to sit down with someone who's been, physically abused by their partner, and them denying that it's a problem. Like, oh, this is they make reasons for why it's okay for their partner to beat them, and we're sitting here trying to help,
Does the
solve their
culture
problem.
allow it? Does the Yoruba culture allow it? Gentle chastisement of your wife. Does the culture allow it?
Gentle chastisement,
Woman,
beating
I
your
fear you
wife.
all today. Oh.
I'm just like, when we sit down with people with specific cases, women who might go, okay, all right, oh, just gentle chastisement. We won't hear about it. The wife won't be complaining. But we're talking about actual infliction, the bruises on the woman's body. That's not like, oh, gentle. We know when the conversation is brought up, is reached a very dangerous, place. And then now we're trying to reason with why it happens. I understand one man you're giving the alternative um argument, and I feel like people run away from the accountable um point here, is that the woman or the man who is the victim of this is making up excuses for why it's okay, and then the people around their children are being affected by witnessing their parents in this type of dangerous relationship. It could lead to even murder. This is what it leads to us also. If we aren't careful with this type of topic, right, and then we're almost condoning it because, oh, the legal laws of the land or the culture. Yeah, I agree. What culture even allows that? Islam would claim there's a limit to the way you chastise your partner, but they won't even agree with domestic violence full on. So no culture is going to condone it. I feel like it's even a touchy subject for a lot of people. If we can't encourage a partner to divorce, then they need help, and then there should be an intervention. We shouldn't just allow it to happen till something really bad happens. Someone's life is taken because no one could do anything. Sometimes I think this type of relationship requires an intervention from the outside, because we can't really always rely on the victim. They will cover up for that partner. So that's my input.
Thanks so much, Tammy. Leave one man alone. No. Let him be shouting Yoruba culture there. I will soon tell the
The
police to arrest him. Don't mind
Yeah.
him.
my
Man, what
woman,
man is said chastise? Did he say beat?
my woman,
Chastise.
my
A
my
little bit
wo-
of chastising, slapping across the face. He will be speaking English like the British.
the,
Watch
the
yourself, woman. Mike, you can go
the
ahead.
the woman I'm with, she's a spiritual woman. She has some spiritual power. So I mean, she's also like almost like she's also a witch. I can't even consider beating her, man. I know she will fuck me up, man. So Yoruba culture. Every Yoruba woman, I don't think any man will consider beating a woman because those women they have some power, man. So, so one man, maybe the Yoruba woman you're married to is the westernized woman, the Christian woman, Muslim woman. You can slap them around. If you can't marry a real Yalorisha, she will fuck you up, man. You know.
The dream.
I don't mess with my woman though. That get her that winch. She used her power to help me. She had to help me. So I worship her. I don't even consider. I don't even insult her. Talk less of beating her because I know she's powerful. So that's a real Yoruba woman right there. So our culture, a real culture of Yoruba people, they can't consider her as abuse. And she won't abuse me here. She won't disrespect me here because she don't need to have power. So we respect each other like that. Because we both have power. And we use it to help one another. So that's real Yoruba right there, not the westernized one you guys have today. Where nobody, everyone is the man just has most. The woman, you see the woman as okay, you this soft one, I can slap you, nothing will happen. So that's the difference. So real Yoruba people in the Asian time, they don't beat each other. Wife is not someone you want to be disrespecting, but she's so she can like close to you. She knows everything about you. She knows your nakedness. She knows everything about you. That kind of person is supposed to. You got to be foolish to really be abusing that kind of human being. Someone that's so close to you. She can do anything. She can easily. She can finish you. She can destroy everything
They
about
can
you.
use rat
So,
poison to cook for you.
exactly. So I see some guys are doing. I'm like, this guy, you are brave, bro.
There's a lot of reports of wives stabbing their husbands in the northern part of Nigeria. So, because they marry them young, don't they? And then they subject them to all manners of, like I said, that's gentle chastisement, which is really an elegant way of saying beating. So they subject them to a lot of that, and sometimes those women just snap. If you check the news often, which I do, as you know, there's a lot of reports about Kano, something Aisha, something she stabbed her husband because of she couldn't handle the beating anymore. It just endless accounts of that.
That's why me and Croatian man has a daughter. I need to give us teach her some power, some like my daughter's.
I have a daughter. I live in fear of
You need to go and teach her how to use her feminine spiritual power in case any man. Woman, my woman. This woman I'm with. This
I'm
girl.
just trying to think her brain up. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
This chick, if I begin to tell you the kind of power she has, her father told her some secrets. Like, her father won't big babalawo like that. He told her secrets. If this chick, if she doesn't want me to sleep with her, she can do something where my dick will not get up, man. I'm serious. Like, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? She literally control things, man. Like, I'm telling you, woman, so women got power. I say, man, So she said she would teach my daughter that secrets. I say, some African women, they get power. They tell you, I said, man, that's good though. She said, man, no, I thought I taught her the secret.
Mike, it's Danny. Come and feel your guy.
Mike,
I'm telling you, like, no, I thought I taught her at a young age, like, do this, do that. So just avoid rape. So if somebody say they want rape, in case they want rape, you go say you go on you go tell it. I'm like, you know, yeah, our old Asian women they get power, man. Men know they mess with them. It's today's women they are just weak. They don't know that they are just,
If you treat an African woman well, you prosper.
I
that's
agree
true.
to that. Yeah, I agree. Let's hear Princess Rosie before we move on, Moment. Princess Rosie is here.
Greetings to you, everyone. Greetings,
How are you,
Dopsy.
darling? How are
Greetings,
you?
everyone in the class. Please, I'm so sorry. My voice is not too good. I had surgery not too long ago, so I'm still recovering from it.
I hope you're okay now, Princess.
Pele.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, dear.
I'm getting better. Yes,
Sorry,
yes,
darling. Yeah.
yes. About this thing about women, the women power and everything. I think there's a common saying that says behind every successful man, right? There is a woman.
There's an education. There's an education. Behind every
Yes, a
successful man,
woman.
there's an
Look, a
education.
woman can make a women are very powerful. Oh. We the women, the Yoruba even say women, awalaye, we own the world. If we want to make a man successful, we can back him up and make him successful. And if we want to bring him down, no matter how strong that man is, look at even in the Bible, look at Samson. Was it not a woman that brought him down? And most great men of the world, if they want to catch them, they set women in their life, right?
I agree with you, Rosie. Yeah.
No matter how powerful a man is, there is a woman that can subdue him. There is always a woman that can. So if a man wants to be very successful, he has to really treat his woman very well. She will use all she has to bring him up. But if a man don't want that, if she wants to bring him down, she can do
So
everything.
you don't support a little gentle slap across the face,
Don't even try it.
like one man would
It-
say,
It's not
"Good
even right.
woman."
It's not even right. The women, we are. Although, I mean, a woman should be treated like should be respected and treated well. If you love a woman, if you treat her with love, a woman don't need to love you. She has to respect you, but the man is supposed to love the woman. But if you love your woman and you treat her right, then she will turn around and do everything for you. Everything.
Princess
Sorry for
Rosie
the
is laughing.
interruption.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Dupsy, do you want this
Yeah.
readout, or do you want me to show you something that is a little bit shocking? So we're
Okay,
talking
just
about. Uh,
go
One
ahead, one
man,
man.
one
hold on, Remy. Do you want me to show you something a little bit shocking, and maybe
Please go
Remy can take
ahead.
the lead on it?
Yeah, go ahead, one man.
I'm going to play this under advisement and watch this with caution, especially the women. So we're talking about women, how they're maternal, how they have this all this extra power, etc. But there are different types of women, and there is this type of woman. So watch this. Did you see that? Let me give you volume.
No, I did not.
Watch it again. It's very short.
Oh, one man. I will let you know. One man. Why now?
So
This girl is
that
not mentally stable. Even someone who is looking for her. She's not mentally
Yes, so that's
stable.
the narrative. Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency seeks help in locating young woman, film smoking shisha and puffing smoke in her baby's face. Yes, sir, baby. Dupsy.
What
yes.
happened in the video?
And smoking on a baby. She was actually, smoking on shisha on a baby. She's one of this Gen Z. I think someone who is actively looking for her. So I
Like
don't think this ones are not mentally
Dipsy, like you
balanced.
said, I think she has some mental issue. There's so many
Yeah,
people with mental health
exactly.
issues these days.
And
So many
that's why
people.
I always shout, stop pressurizing people to go and have children. These are still children that they need
This,
our help. They
this
need
thing,
parenting guidance. So they don't even have to have any child now.
It's like
Because
children
this
giving
girl
birth
is
to
not even
children now.
psychologically balanced.
It's
So
like
when people
children
say,
giving birth to children.
exactly, Rosie, let's hear Remy on this. Remy, go ahead.
okay, first and foremost, this is totally condemnable. I don't smoke, but even if you have to smoke and you have a baby like that and you are puffing whatever that is coming out from your nose or mouth into that baby, do you want to give that baby a kind of that will affect breathing problem or something like that? So this is, I think, the state should arrest her and prosecute her immediately. But unfortunately, for so many years now, we have not been seeing prosecution in Nigeria, and that is why people always do whatever they want because at the end of the day, they think they will get away with it. But this is totally condemnable. But I have a very good question for Rosie and also for Dupsy. You mentioned that if a man treated a woman very well, that woman will do a lot of things. Now, how can you juxtapose a man that treated a woman very well? And we have seen a lot of cases that they even brought their wife from Nigeria back to the diaspora, maybe in Europe or America. And at the end of the day, the man has been living in abroad for so long and totally bring his wife abroad. And before you know it, within 6 months or within 3 months, things go sour. And sometimes it leads to death. Maybe the wife killed the husband. So my question is this: is it really true that if a man treated a woman wonderfully well, is it a guarantee that that woman will do everything for him? That's my question for you.
Please,
80%
can
right.
I, can I
80%
answer?
right.
Yeah,
You see, like for that one, the one about the chimney, the woman smoking to the baby's face, the baby should be taken away from her. Apart from persecuting her, that baby should be taken away from her and taken up to given to somebody that can take care of the child. And about women that their husband would do everything, bring them to diaspora, and yet the woman turns around. One thing men don't understand is this: the culture in Nigeria is different from the culture back. I mean, here in Nigeria, most women have help. They have house girl, they have nanny, they have gate men, they have washerman, they have all these services. But in diaspora, most of the time, you are on your own. The man in Nigeria, most often they just go get just financial, they bring money home. The woman, handles everything. He doesn't do any housework. He has the woman too, most often she has help. But here in diaspora, most of the time you cannot afford to have house help, domestic help. You do everything on your own. Then that's why the man and the woman has to come together and share the chores evenly. The man will
Well,
not
but
sit down.
I'm not sure that you are right, Princess. In the diaspora, you often have like some cousins, some
Not
aunties, or
everybody, not
cousins
everybody.
that
Most people,
probably with you going through his or her education and
N-
supporting
no,
you.
one man. It's very few people that have families living with them. Even when families come, they just come spend some time. When they stand on their feet, they are off. They go. They don't permanently live with you. But in Nigeria, I mean, you can get domestic help. It's very cheap. You can get two, three working for you. You don't have to do it. The men don't do house chores back home in Nigeria. It's not part of our culture. But when you come abroad, you cannot expect the woman to do everything. You sit down at the table, you eat, you wash your hands, and you walk off. The woman will clear the table, take the dishes to the dish, do the dishes, sweep, mop, laundry, everything. She can't do everything. They both couple has to join hands together and do it. But whereby the man will now leave everything for the woman might eventually get burnt out and start misbehaving.
But don't you know that we all live in diaspora and we know that
I
it's not
want to
easy.
ask the person who brought this question a question.
Go
Because
ahead.
if the man is working and the woman is working, they both went to work.
You
Maybe
know, sometimes we take a story from the surface.
yes.
You made a very important statement that I've been trying to correct over the years. Lucy,
Is it
thank
me,
you for
Madam
giving
Zita?
me the opportunity to correct it.
Madam Zita, is it me?
No, the guy that asked the question.
Okay, okay.
You are actually saying that bringing a woman from Nigeria into the Western culture is a good thing. Like, so you did so much for her. Are you adding that one?
No. What I'm trying to
Okay,
say is this.
okay.
First
That is
and
what they mean
foremost.
by that. Zita, if you hear them bringing you from Nigeria
No,
to
no,
the
no,
To
no.
Western
come
world,
and
they're,
work, to
they're,
come
they're
and work
taking you
as
to
a
heaven.
slave.
Lójú
To
wọn, wọ́n
come
ti
and
ṣe nǹkan
yeah.
téèyàn ò ṣe rí.
What is
They will take you to heaven.
what is
And orí
that you
ẹ̀pọ̀n téèyàn
cannot
ò lè
pay
ṣe
for
rí.
it? You
Rádaràda.
cannot pay.
Can I say,
Nìyẹn.
can you just give me like 10 seconds or 20
I'm
seconds?
not done, no. Let me
Eh,
finish the question so that you can answer all of them.
okay, go ahead.
The second thing is the question I'm asking you again, why I said we shouldn't take things from the surface. When you have a wife in Nigeria, probably you think you are treating her well. Is there any way you try to assess that treating her well? Because why I'm saying this is that I've seen some girls that are looking for opportunity to abandon their husband. And when that opportunity comes, they grab it with 2 hands and 2 legs. So when a man go about saying, I did everything for this girl, I treated her so well, I did not do anything to her, I'll keep asking them, what's the statistics of the things you did for her? And then some of them would even add the statistics, like I brought her to the West. And that's so much you did for her. Okay, answer me.
Okay,
How
I
were
will
you treating
respond
your
to.
wife before you bring her here?
I'm not talking about me personally. Okay, I will answer your question this way. First and foremost, we have seen several cases that a wife is the one that is also going to push the husband to go. Sorry, excuse me, to travel out so that they can, so that later the wife and the children can join him over there. They have a good rapport at home. Everything was splendid. Even they have a good job. But sometimes because of future demand, probably travel outside. And then maybe after living 1, 2, or 3 years, decide to bring the wife around. For one thing I know as a man, as a married man, whatever you do for a woman, even if you turn her.
Excuse me, please. Instead of using the word bring, why don't you say the wife comes to join the husband? When you
Okay,
say bring, you
that is
make it sound like you are doing the woman a favor.
that is not a that's just a semantic. You understand what I'm trying to say? Whether bring her to America, bring her to America, or bring
That
her
the
to.
wife joins the
So
husband is better
I
than
want to
use
tell you
bring.
something today, and I
Remy,
think
what you do for your wife is not a favor. It's your
no, no.
responsibility.
Let me
So
finish. I'm not saying
even
it's a
what you do
favor.
for your children is not a favor. It's responsibility.
Let
So
me. I'm not saying it's a favor. What I'm trying to tell you is very simple. As a man, and one man is here, Mike is also here. Sometimes for we men, even if we try our best, sometimes we don't even know what really makes our wife happy. You do everything because it's very difficult to read a woman's heart, what she really needs. Maybe at a particular time she does not even need all those gifts we are sharing, you are giving to her. Maybe she has another thing in mind and she does not want you to. She won't tell you. She wants you to figure it out. And sometimes men, we are not. We don't know everything sometimes. So what I'm just trying to say is this: bringing your woman over there, we have seen so many cases that when the woman now gets to the diaspora and then she meets, I don't know, so many cases I've had that then she followed a former boyfriend, or maybe she started making more money than the man, and then pride or ego will set in. So many stuff that, so you cannot blame men for everything. You have to look at it objectively. You guys have to look at it objectively because this is
But most of the time, it's the man that is telling the story. Did you hear from the other side? There is a Yoruba proverb that says, when you hear from one side and you pass judgment, you're a wicked person. Sometimes it's good to hear from the both sides to know the truth. Because
I
everybody
don't
will
know
tell a story to
whether
favor
it's
them.
I don't know whether it's difficult for this kind of women to also tell their own story. Maybe because I don't know. It depends on individual. But whatever, I'm not blaming women totally. I'm trying to say we should look it objectively. It might be either side blame, not
Because
totally.
there are some women that they come here. I have a couple of them at my place of work. They are single. Their husbands felt okay, they got married, they came here together, they make the woman work. When the woman works, as soon as she gets a paycheck, she must put it in his hands. He's controlling it. Even if she wants to fix her hair, he has to go and ask for money. Want to fix her nails, ask for money. She's
That's
doing all the action. So when you push a woman to the wall,
any kind of
eventually
man
she
that
would
treats
escape.
that is bad.
Eventually, she would leave. And then the man would say, I went to bring her from the village. Oh, she was one bush girl. Oh, I
No,
came
no,
to
no,
change her
no,
life.
no, no.
Now she has
Remy,
opened heart. That's
Remy,
what happens.
Remy, can I
Yeah,
come in?
yeah, you can come and go ahead.
Remy, most times from my own statistics, I want to say my own. I know why I'm using the word my own statistics. Marriage failures, I actually do blame men. Ask me why. You see, you made a comment now that women is difficult for you to read their mind because You could say that because most men don't even make an effort to read our mind. They just marry us. They like us, they marry us. There is no question of reading our mind and finding out actually is this. Most men, 80% of men that divorce today, they saw the red flag. Quote me. They saw the red flag. If you are a marriage counselor and if you happen to be one, I know why I'm saying this. You see the husband and wife, they talk their problem. Then you say the wife should leave. You keep the husband. You start asking him some certain questions. As a marriage counselor, as he starts the journey from the day he met his wife to the day they got married, as you keep asking him several types of questions, you will see so many red flags that he ignored. I don't know what is wrong with men. I don't know whether it's their third leg or they just want to do what they want to do. If you want to marry,
apologies, Zita, but can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, woman. Go ahead.
Zita, I was trying not to interrupt, but all this newfangled stuff, a man has to read a woman's. Maybe this is the new world now that men have to adapt to. But no.
I was going to talk about that too.
Yeah, traditionally, a woman marries into
I meant what I said.
Yes, a woman marries into a homestead. A woman marries into a homestead. She studies the man and the extended family, and then she adapts to his way of being. What is all this new thing that a man has to study the mind of his wife? And what is this? Is this the new thing?
Woman, you didn't understand me. You didn't understand me. I am not saying that a woman should not go the man way. That's not what I said. What I said is for you as a man to be able to see a woman who cannot do all these things you just mentioned. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, too.
I'll be honest. I'm sorry to say this, man. There's one thing I have to learn to deal with about women, though, man. Like, it's not only women and weight, but also my sisters, just women in general. They always expect a man to just read their mind, and whenever it doesn't read it correctly, he's in trouble. That thing is one thing I wish women can change about women. Like,
no, Mike, I think most men lack
won't.
emotional intelligence. Most men lack emotional intelligence.
No, I understand the one that's obvious.
Yes,
that some things that's obvious. I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand some things that's very obvious that someone's supposed to see, that a man see clearly and ignores it. I understand that. But there are some things where it's just, it's like, it's in the mind, it's not showing any body language, it's not showing any out, and there's no way.
Able to see. Tell about Farabani.
No. There are some things that it's not even like the body language doesn't show it, and there's no way the man can know that's what's in the mind of that woman.
Mike, one thing you don't know is that women are very simple. Women are very simple.
You guys.
No, women are simple to me, but I'm just saying that one aspect is one thing I know that I just have to learn to deal with. Like I can't help it.
I'm talking about red flags.
No, we agree with that one. I agree with the red flags and the one that are obvious. Where if a woman say, you saw this clue now, why could you? I get that one. I say, oh wow, I should have been smart enough to see that. But there are some women. Maybe you guys are different, but there are some women where they are extreme with it. Where like
Mike,
some things where the guy has no clue. There's no red flag. There's no body language. There's no sign. But she was frustrated like this.
So sorry, Mike. It is what you have to understand is that women are mainly led by mood. So if you feel you've understood them fully for reasons of having been in their company for long enough, whenever a particular mood takes, then all of your understanding is completely out of the window. So you just have to go with it. If you understand that they're led by moods, then especially the ones that are still within the female monthly cycles, so they're just completely led by moods, just up and down. So you have to go.
So
with
what
that.
are you led by?
You have to go with it.
What are you led by? They are completely led by mud.
Woman, in the first place, let me say this. I'm not talking about understanding. You don't understand human beings totally. But you come to something in the middle where you people can be a good companion to each other. Woman, there is no way, as even your fellow man, you cannot understand your fellow man very well. Most times. But what I'm
Madam
saying is
Zita,
that word understanding.
Madam Zita,
Let
please,
me finish.
if I might even say something, some men don't even understand themselves. So how would they understand another person?
Good. So, woman, it's really difficult.
I
laugh
disagree
when
with
men
you,
say,
princess, but I'll come after Zita.
when men say they don't understand women, we don't need you to understand us. Because you can't understand us from the one we were made when you were asleep. How can you understand somebody who was made while you were asleep? Okay? So we are not talking about understanding us. We are saying as a man, use your number 6 now. See red flags so that you don't go and start having a chaotic marriage.
Maybe, Madam Zita, you should give an example of that kind of red flag so that we can learn from you guys.
Let me give you that example, Remy. I'm sure you've been in this situation. You should know, but I don't know. Tell me. If you don't know, then you should know, so I shouldn't have to tell you. But if you tell me, then we can address it. That means you don't even pay attention to me when I'm talking to you. Did I not say it? And then you are locked into just tell me. But then she sticks on you should know. You are not a mind reader, So why should you know? That means you don't understand me. You don't even care. And then it spirals into just tell me, and then we address it. And oh, I don't know a man on the planet that's not been stuck in that funk. You should know. You should know.
But what I think
What
was
do you know?
I think
Are you a
Madam
man
Zita is
reader?
addressing something
Are you
different.
pastor? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Sorry, I think Madam Zita is saying something. She's addressing something different. I think she's addressing men that pick the wrong women. They didn't get to know that woman first.
God
I think that's
bless
the
you.
one she's addressing. But we are talking about when you already with a woman, just the idea of you don't know my mind. So that's one we are talking about. But she's talking about people that go and pick the wrong woman. They didn't study the woman to know her character and things like that. I think that's what she's addressing.
Like, please let me hear
That's why I said
Temi's submission on
90% of
this.
the time of chaotic and divorces and marriage of madness, I blame the man.
Okay.
That's why I say so. 90%.
Zita,
Because that girl, see, women, all you need to, let me not use this word. I don't want to use the derogatory word for my fellow women. All you need to do as a man, just throw one corn like this. Bam. If she escaped that one, throw another corn. By the time you throw 10 corns, you go catch her.
What's that corn? Is it sex? Is it sex?
No,
Is it sex?
No
I'm
sex
talking about
alone.
behavior. Her behavior.
No
No
even
matter
know how
how
to
she
calm a
hides
woman
it.
down and
When you have a girlfriend.
Zita, please let's hear from Temi too.
Okay.
Let's hear Temi's submission on this.
Yeah. This was a interesting topic. I would still say that the idea of reading people's mind, I don't think that was the point. I think the point here is vet your partner before you marry. And it is true, guys do rush into relationships. It's still the same pressure that women face as well when it comes to settling down, starting a family. People prioritize the wrong thing when they decide that, they're impatient and they will just marry a woman who is attractive and that's it. Does she have the values you're looking for? Do you even click? Don't just throw money at her. Is she the type of woman you want to raise your children? And then once the marriage happens, that's it. It's the circumstance you'll face it, and there's no turning back. Even when you divorce, she's still part of your life forever if you have children with her. So you have to decide properly. And when people would use the Bible and say, once you find a wife, you found a good thing. Well, someone who is of wife value is someone who is, convenient to marry. But is that person for you? Some people think God demands that we must marry. No, not all of us need to marry, especially when you're not ready. Why are you pressuring each other to settle down just for image? People really just married for image sometimes, for wedding. to spend money for status as well. If you're a husband or wife, you gain a different status in society, so you pressure yourself into that. And then that's what I've noticed.
That
But
sounds
then,
like the topic for next week, actually.
oh right,
Timmy. No, what you just said now. Maybe Dupsy
yes.
will consider it. Do people actually just marry for the image of it? I would say that I didn't do that because I love my wife, but for people of Timmy's generation who are more funky and uh, so
But one man,
polygamy. Yeah.
one thing is this. Sometimes people marry, but they are not compatible. Like Madam Zita was saying, there is always red flag. Okay,
That's
you
exactly the
met
root
a
of it.
woman. Most men, most of the time, is sex. Once the woman is very good in bed, Oton, their head is blown off. Ah, I must marry this woman. But are you compatible? The values, do you have the same values? Do you have the same priorities? You understand? Okay, you cannot pick a woman from the club that you know she likes clubbing all the time, and you bring her, you marry her, and you expect her to turn 360 degrees overnight. No, you cannot pick a woman that has different values from you. And then sometimes you are not compatible. Okay, maybe you are a very clean man, you are set in your ways, you want things to arrange. You know, some men they are OCD, they want things arranged in a particular way. The house must be clean, spotless, shiny. And then you marry a girl that it's not domesticated, she's dirty. How are you gonna be happy with her? She's gonna satisfy you in bed, all right. But at the end of the day, the house is filthy, the house is dirty. You come back, you are unhappy. You are not compatible.
Um,
But
All
so
Madam,
right.
there are so many
Madam
things
Rosie,
that make
let me
people
say
not
this.
compatible.
Let me end this my own side of
Sorry, Madam
submission.
Zita, please let me say something. There
Okay.
was something you said, Madam Zita. You said you were dating one guy. That the thing that turned you off from the guy was you went that the guy came back from house with sweaty clothes and then he went to hang it up like maybe in
He
his
put it in
closet.
back in the wardrobe.
And then you said no, no, no.
He said, no,
So
no,
that
for
means you are
me.
not compatible with that
I'm not
Yeah,
guy.
but
saying
Zita now Yimbo woman now, so it's a
No, it's
different. You
not
can't
on
use
you,
it as
but
it
yeah.
that
is
means you are not compatible.
Bo.
If you are clean,
That's the
you
right
meet.
word. We are not compatible.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
we have
behavior
we
wise,
have our
How will
you
you be
can
preference.
fix
happy with
behavior.
somebody that you are
The
not
behavior
compatible with?
incompatibility, you can
How will
fix
you
that
be
one.
happy?
First of
The
all,
behavior
Madam Rose,
incompatibility,
let me say
you can
this.
fix that one. But the one that you can't fix is when your spirit and the other person's spirit doesn't match. That one is
You
hell.
cannot. Sometimes you
That's why
cannot
Yoruba
fix
need let down
inclusive person.
Baron.
No.
When
Some
your
people are
spirit
All
and
right.
that
fixed.
person's spirit don't get along, don't try it.
That is the
You guys,
compatibility now. That's
yeah.
the compatibility.
Madam
Oh,
Rose, the first question in my submission should have been, man, what do you want? Most men don't know. Two,
they
what
do.
is a red flag for me?
No, they don't.
What is a red line for me? Most men don't know. Until you, as a man, sit down and say, this is what will happen in my marriage, I no go take a more. This is what I want in my marriage. At least if I can get 70%, I'm okay. For me,
Zita,
dirtiness is a no-no. I will have depression.
let me answer your question quickly. Temi still has the floor, by the way, so we gravitate back to Temi quickly. You asked what men want. I would say that the abundance of men, a good 70-80% of them, three things. Men want a whore in the bedroom, a chef in the kitchen, and a saint in the public. So if you can, not in literal sense, but if you can just make the adaptations to fit into those three main categories, then you'll find that you'll
Confused,
have
confused
a
gender.
faithful man, a
That
whore
Confused
in
means
the
that
gender.
means
bedroom,
he
a
wants
chef in the
everything now, which he
kitchen,
cannot
Now
get.
answer
and a
now.
saint
Gender.
in the
He cannot
public.
get he can't get everything. That's not possible.
Confused set of people. Can we hear Temi? Temi, go ahead.
Yeah, you know what? Even if you hear a man with high standards and having all these extremes, he will still usually end up with someone who doesn't even fit half of it. And that's what I think I heard Miss Zita say, is that men would, use their other head to decide who to marry. And I honestly believe it, because I believe most of these divorces are because of that. You decided to marry someone you barely know, or you think you knew, but you haven't really spent time figuring it out. And to be honest, that worries us who haven't married. We don't want to make that mistake too, because it comes with consequences. We see grown men complaining about their wife, their ex-wife, for years and years and years and years, and it's as if, oh, that held you back. But you made that decision in within 1 year to marry this woman, and now you're stuck with this, situation for 40
sorry
years.
to interject. Does
Yeah.
that mean you're trying to say courtship or dating should have a
Yeah.
specific number of years? And if you are going to give an example, are you trying to say that a man should date a woman for 2, 3, or 4, or 5 years before proposing?
No. I would say.
For how long? Because you guys have been
it's
talking
not
about you
even
should know your wife
it's
very
not
well
even.
before you marry.
If
Or
you are
something like
smart enough, you will know her in 3 months.
Ah,
Right.
really? Ah, go
Right.
possible.
I
even
figure my woman
duration.
out within 2 weeks. Don't say. I figure like okay, Mutimwe, maybe you can know somebody in within short time. Don't say. I mean, and
Mike,
some people
I'm
it, may,
just
it depends
making
on
up.
your.
Mike, you are
No, if
making
you
up.
know what you're looking for, you can figure somebody out. If you already know
You can, but
what
not
you
so
want, what
quick.
you can figure
God
that
bless
person
you,
out
Mike.
quick.
If you already know what you are looking for, you will figure it out in less than 3 months.
You will figure it out quick. Trust me.
And then you propose immediately after 3 months, right? For me, I think 1 year
No.
is one year is all right. After 1 year, anything can happen. But 3 months to me is too short. It's just extremely short.
So the entire 3 months, what are you trying to? What can't you figure out in 3 months?
Let me tell you why 3 months is short. You guys are
If
not
you
living
look, if
together.
you cannot figure out in 3 months, you will never figure out forever.
No, I think I disagree with
Is it a math problem that you can't figure out that soon?
No.
I
What
mean,
I'm
3
trying to
months.
say is that you said you can figure it out 100%, and I say I disagree with you. If you said maybe 50 to 70, I can accept. But 100%, no, we are human beings. And moreover,
If you are very conscious going into that relationship, you should be able to figure your woman out.
So if you are
But most
conscious,
people do it unconsciously
if you are
because they are not.
conscious,
They are not matured enough. Yeah, go ahead, Timmy.
Yeah, Remy, let me put this question to Timmy. Timmy, so where we are in the conversation now, what reasonable length of time do you have to get to know somebody they are looking to settle down with? So what's the reasonable length of time for you to get to know that person sufficiently enough for you to commit the rest of your life to them as a man, from a man's perspective, one? And do you have to live with that person in the same house for you to get to know them fully? And if you do have to live with them in the same house, what length of time, the totality of it? So you get to know them, study them for a period of time, move them in, study them for another lived experience. So that space, Timmy.
Oh, I wasn't even going to put a time period on how long it should take, because some people could spend 2 years not even knowing the person they're dating in a relationship with, and then they marry. So I would say it's the purpose behind it. Are you actually looking? And yeah, like people were saying, some men are mature in that place in the first place. So I'm not even going to be in a position of, oh, it should be at least 3 months, 6 months. Are you actively courting this person? Are you meeting her family? Because once you marry her, you're marrying her family too. Maybe that will come with problems as well. Do you know her friends? Like, people don't even spend that time. It should be almost like an assignment. But some people are just dating. They just like to be in a relationship, and then their mindset runs into, oh, maybe we should marry. I genuinely think people don't think this through before they put a ring on it. They're driven by this form of love or lust, and and then the other criteria you mentioned. I think it really is down to the person. If you come from a conservative background, you believe in the right type of courtship. Maybe your partner is living with her family, and her family don't want her to be living with anyone else. So that's not your, I guess, choice to make if you can live together. I don't think it's essential, because I think you can tell. You spend time with them for a weekend or something, if they're clean or if they're not clean. I don't think it's important. I personally don't think I would live with my future partner before I need to live with her before we marry. But some people have those
You don't
standards.
feel it's important to get to know each other's habits, cleanliness,
I don't.
tidiness, what she's fussy about, what you are fussy about. all of these
I don't
things,
think it
you put a
requires
toilet
us to
seat
be
down, all of those things. Is it? You don't want
right.
to
I don't
But
think
they
find
can
it
you
fix
want
requires
you
those
us
want
to
to
things.
find out
share
the
the house together. I don't think it requires us to be living together. I think you can see that if you actively are aware of each other for at least within those first 6 7 months to know her habits. You spend time with her in the weekends or something like that. I genuinely think that's more um reasonable for most people. You don't really have. I don't see myself living with a partner before we marry.
So
I
sorry.
don't.
So
I don't.
spending time with her on weekend, do you mean you want to go to her house or she spend that 2 days with you in your own apartment? Can you clarify?
In general, I'm saying that there's a boundary we're crossing where she's going to move into your house, the house that you pay bills and everything for how long. I don't know what people's benefits are when it comes to that, but I don't think it's essential at all. But then, yeah, spending time with them, if it's like long term or a week together, and then you go back home, I don't think it's healthy to have that already marriage experience before the marriage. I don't think it's essential at all. That's me. Someone
oh,
can
oh, oh, oh,
defend that. I don't know.
all right. Before we move on to the next topic, let me just ask you a snapshot question, just a snapshot answer. Are you a born again Christian by any chance, Timmy?
Yes, indeed. I would call myself a
All
Christian.
right. So
Yes.
there it is. Well, I
That's
guess
different.
that.
That's what you'd expect a
Oh
Christian to
man.
say, I would
One
think.
man, are you able to assess somebody who is born again or not? Yeah, are you a
Because
spiritualist now?
he's not
No,
wanting the
Jamie, I
girl
don't
to
Already,
move
you
in.
understand.
knew
I
Hold on,
didn't
already.
say
hold on,
you're
Timmy.
born
Temi,
again.
Hold on, everybody.
Temi,
Hold on.
let me ask
Princess,
this
he doesn't
question.
want a girl to move in with him, so that tells you he's a
No,
born
I don't
again.
understand. Is it that you're saying
That's
no
the
sex before
Really?
marriage? Let's
One
clarify
man,
it.
I'm
Is
not
that
a
what you're
born
saying,
again, but
Temi?
it is
Is
your
that there is no sex
privilege
before
for
I
marriage?
you.
catch you hearing. You doesn't want to get to come for a weekend
No,
also.
no, I'm just
Yeah.
asking. Are you saying that there's no sex before marriage? Is that your own
My
That's
personal
exactly, maybe.
preference would
yeah?
be yes. I've decided I would wait till marriage. This is
No
my
sex
personal
before
Ah,
marriage.
are you serious?
my
Elegba.
personal
Irọ́
preference.
uh,
pa.
Yes.
uh,
Ojo
uh,
I
níbẹ̀.
have a story
Timmy,
for
Me,
you.
I
I
will
am
ask
sorry
you
now.
now.
I
Abstain.
have a
Timmy,
story for you.
Somebody has to
Don't
gbọ́ṣẹ́
try
ẹ̀
it.
wò kó
But
tó
tell me,
fẹ́.
how would you know that
Èèyàn ní
she's the
test
type that?
engine ẹ̀.
How do you know she'll be able to satisfy you?
Wọn ò ní test engine ẹ̀. Òun
Me.
gan kọ́.
What am
Timmy,
I meant to?
The guy
Oh
should be
my
able to
god.
know that you need to
Timmy,
satisfy her.
Satisfaction.
Timmy.
How is
Wọ́n
the
test
guy sure
engine ẹ̀.
that?
Wọ́n náà má
How
jẹ́
is he
alájọ.
Hold on.
sure that? How is he
Hold
sure
on.
Àánú
that the
àní
engine
lájọ.
is working?
Timmy,
I know
do you
I'm
know
working.
Timmy, do you
So
know how
what's
much
the
I like
rest?
you? Let me tell you
Yeah.
how much I like you. I'm
Yeah.
going to go from tomorrow. I'm going to go into a 7 day fasting and prayers for you,
Wow.
so that mindset will change.
Oh wow.
Sex, no
One
sex
man, I
before
join
marriage.
you in that fasting and prayer.
No sex before marriage. Well,
What,
I mean,
what,
my
one
goodness
man, the
me.
question I have for them is
Can I
this.
explain?
The question I have for them is this. So that woman that you don't want to sleep with before marriage, is she be a virgin or?
From
I
no.
mean,
Okay, I would open up. Then I would just say this from experience. I think when I've been in relationships and I've been intimate, it has blinded me from those red flags we've been talking about for the last 30 40 minutes. The same blinding that men go through and not realizing the person they married was not right for them. The sex isn't always the answer. That's my situation. I think it blinds me. So I'm
So,
deciding to abstain.
sorry, Temi, I want to ask another
well, did
question.
you understand my
Yeah.
question though?
Yeah, I
So
get
I
it.
didn't get your answer. Will she be a virgin or a
No,
woman
she doesn't
that's
have to be.
already?
Because I'm
And
not
you
a
want to
virgin,
wait
so
till marriage?
I just
Okay, good luck.
So
expect
my
that.
question to Temi is this. My
There we
question to
go.
you is this. If you
Yeah.
are still dating this your would-be wife for like 1 year, 2 year before you guys really get down, so what about you? One way or the other, this your core lady, maybe by virtue of mistake, she cannot hold it for 2 years like you, and you got to know that she get down with other guy. How would you feel?
Oh, that would be a good indicator to not marry her. Yeah, if I'm gonna be with someone who is following that same journey as me to abstain till marriage. So if I discover she's not that person, then yeah, that's already a sign. Okay, you're
But
not
tell
you're
me,
not
do you
disciplined enough.
know? Tell
Yeah,
me,
go
do
on.
you know this? Your idea has got a lot of women deceived. I have a friend of mine that got
Yeah.
deceived that way. The guy said he's a Christian, she's a Christian. No, they're not going to do anything. They didn't do anything. It was after marriage she found out that his engine was dead. So that's
His
deception.
engine was dead. Okay,
He
okay.
couldn't have erectile dysfunction. They couldn't do.
Mm.
But if they had had it before marriage, she would have detected and taken off.
Temi's
There's
auntie. This thing that Temi is saying is not possible.
Because no, Dupsy,
It's not
That's
possible.
what a lot. Dupsy, that's what a lot of these brothers do. Their thing
There's
is
no
not
brother
working.
here. It's
They
not.
will
You
come.
okay.
see,
They will put
Let me
Temi is my
address.
Christianity in
nephew.
front
There's
Let me
no
and
address
brother.
this
deceive the
one here.
woman and marry her.
Is just joking here.
Wait.
He
Let me
knows
address
me now.
this, Auntie. Let me address this
Wo.
because
No, that's what they do.
this is
Deception.
wait. This is the argument that I think is very easy. If we want to show proof that the man's engine is working, then we could do that. We can show proof, or we can go to the hospital. Can you clarify if my boyfriend, my
Okay.
fiance's
Yeah,
engine is working? If not, then yeah,
that's good.
let's mitigate
Yeah,
it. It's not that hard
yeah,
to make
that's
those
good. That's
decisions.
good. That's good.
Why go
Yeah.
through
Because
the palaver of going to the hospital when you can just go to the
Osumio, why
bedroom?
go
Go
to
to
the
the
no,
hospital?
bedroom.
no.
Yeah, you can just do
Just
this
do
There
everywhere
are
it.
right
some
there.
people. There are some people that believe. There
Hospital.
are some people. No, even among this young generation, there are some people that believe in abstinence. So they have.
We're seeing what it's caused in society. We're seeing how the older generation, how it's affected them. So now we're deciding a different route. That's what's going on. My generation, we're making these decisions now
But your
because of
generation
what
is
our
the most
parents.
promiscuous yet in history.
I really
You
do
just
have a
sleep
lot
around
of
with each
questions for
other.
you.
Yes, sorry.
There's nothing
I have
like
a lot
that.
of
One
questions for
man.
you,
Temi
and I
has
need a little
Boshewu. It's
clarification
not
on what you
we can't
said.
debate that.
Person, like I mentioned before, I've been in relationships and I realized that I am blinded when when I'm intimate with a woman. I forget my own standards or what I'm looking for, because then I could end up spending longer with someone I knew wouldn't have worked, but just because we were intimate, I wasted an extra year with them because we're having a good time, but then later realizing, wow, we're not even compatible because we've been having sex. But I would have figured that out within a month of dating each other.
Please,
That
can
was my.
Vincent come inside? Vincent,
Let's
can you
try.
come into the studio? Team Celibacy is Sonu.
All right,
Vincent,
Vincent, come.
Vincent, come inside. Come, let me
I
hear
have
you out because
questions
I'm
for you.
scared
Do,
now.
Oh.
do you want me to go out, Dupsy, so he can come in? Is there enough room?
Let me ask
There's
him
no
real quick.
problem at all. Please stay.
Okay. Okay.
You're my babe. Stay, please.
Vincent, come on.
Yeah.
I'm going to message him now.
I have questions for you. Oh. When you
Okay,
finish,
go ahead. Okay, Zita, go ahead.
not for you, for the guy that says he will not.
Yeah, tell me.
Yes,
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me.
Yes, miss.
You said it doesn't really matter if the girl is not a virgin.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that I'm trying to drive my point to what I said earlier. I want to join it with your utterances this night so that people will hear me and you loud and clear. You said you don't mind if the girl is not a virgin, but if you go into a relationship with her, you're not going to go into intimacy, romantic intimacy, until you get married to her. Now, the first question is, how long are you ready to cut a girl?
To cut a girl? Sorry, what do you mean?
Courtship.
Court. Oh, yeah.
Dating.
I believe no more than a year. I think
Not
I
more
would figure
than
that
a year.
out. Yeah,
Okay,
I can figure
good.
that out. Mm-hmm.
Have you been able to take your time to research the body chemistry of a woman who is not a virgin?
I think I know where you're going with this. No,
yes. I'm just asking.
Mm-hmm.
Because, when we sit down and take decisions of what we want and what we don't want, it's good for us to go a little bit further to find out if that thing we want is going to come the way we want it. Now, let me tell you this. A woman that is not a virgin, 90% of the time feels honey. And if she feels honey, and you said you don't want to touch her, she might be meeting another man unknown to you until you marry her. Because she's not a virgin. If you had told me that you want to marry a virgin, I wouldn't have been in this discussion with you because it's what you want.
Correct, Madam Zita. Correct.
But saying you don't mind if the girl is not a virgin and you don't know how long she's been.
And Zita, let me quickly say
then
this.
you met
Zita, let me quickly interject you, Zita.
Okay.
And you know that is how a lot of women bring in bastard for the first children, for the first child. Most of them, it is not their husband that has the child because of this thing that Temi is saying right here. Because they would have been meeting somebody while somebody like Temi is abstaining from them, and mistakenly they will have that pregnancy for that person that is satisfying them outside. This is not going to be possible. Me, I'm telling Zanti, I'm telling you, this is not going to be possible. None of my boys, you guys have to live with that woman before you marry the girl that you want to marry. That is just it. You have to. You have to test it and see that it's working well and that you can satisfy her sexually before you entangle yourself to anybody. I am telling you. Let Temi be saying what he wants to say on this platform. So let's continue, Zita.
Temi, we are women. There's one thing I have to tell you about a woman. That's why I will always advise a man, don't you ever give a woman a sign that you want to marry her until you marry her. Let it be a shock to her.
Yeah.
Do the mbati, do everything. That way you see all the red flags. Then if you are satisfied with the kind of person she is, one day give it to her as a shock. She will even be surprised. Because the day my husband asked me, will you marry me? I looked behind me. I thought actually he was talking to another person. Because there is nothing two of us did not do. I looked behind me and like, And when I met him, let me tell you this. I came out from a very ridiculous relationship. I used to tell people that my husband is tall, he's handsome, he's cute. And he's well-to-do. When I met him with the mind of having the fun of my life. I wasn't actually looking for a life partner because the kind of job he's doing takes me around the world. So I was having fun. Like, Zita, enjoy it while it lasts. So I was actually myself. No pretense.
I'm sorry, Zita, give me a minute. Is Vincent here? Vincent Alakija?
Yes, he's on.
Okay.
Yeah, he's here to defend Temi's psychedelic worldview. Psychedelic
a new movement.
Our church people. Today is Sunday now, so our church people are here.
Okay, Zita, please finish with that so that Vincent
when you said I want to marry a girl and I'm not gonna sleep with her until I marry her, you give her a sign that you want to marry her. She's gonna do all the shit and you will still marry her. That's what a woman is. You will still marry her. She will not let you know that she's sleeping about because she is no longer a virgin and you don't know how long she has been before you met her. And all of a sudden, you say you don't want to I don't know how that works, but I wish you luck.
Okay, let's hear Vincent's submission on this. Vincent, unmute, please. Thanks for coming, Vincent. How are you there?
I'm fine, thank you very much. Yeah. So
just give your opinion, bro, on why
me personally
abstain.
Yeah, me personally, just from experience and also from just observing, watching other people, I've come to the realization. I think sex before marriage it just clouds people's sense of judgment. Like Temi said earlier, it seems to cloud people's opinion. For example, if the other party, like they're okay, what I'm trying to say is that it just blinds them to seeing other people's faults. That's what I've come to realize.
So Vincent, are you a virgin?
No, I'm not.
So how do you satisfy yourself?
I practice celibacy.
Auntie.
I practice celibacy.
Let me talk now.
I'm
I don't understand.
I'm having fun, man.
I'm celibate before
Of
marriage.
course, there'll be masturbation now.
Okay,
That
so
even
now, so I don't understand now. You guys now practicing celibacy before marriage.
Yeah.
So how do you intend to satisfy your woman? Are you watching movies? Are you reading books on how to satisfy a woman,
Auntie.
or what are you guys
It will come
doing?
natural.
Because
It will come natural.
no, it doesn't come natural, bro.
No, Steve. No,
It
let me
doesn't come
speak up.
natural. It's through experience or through teaching. So you have to. You have to know it one way or the other. So how are you intending to know it?
Auntie,
That's my
for
question.
example,
Yeah.
I'm not a virgin. I have experience. If someone could say that in a more formal way, I have experience. So are you saying once I stop now, I will lose all my experience?
I'm not saying you guys should be sleeping around. That's not what I'm saying. I don't even like that.
Practice makes
I'm
perfect
saying
now. Practice makes perfect.
makes perfection. Yeah.
Right.
I'm saying that with your girlfriend right now, you should be.
I think we should ask these two questions. You have
Yeah.
experience for how long? With how many people? Then we will know whether you really have that experience.
That's too personal. But I would say
if you say that's too personal. If you say
I would
that's
say
too
enough
please,
to
I
say
have a
this
question.
person
I have a
knows
question. Please,
Yeah.
can I ask you a question? Okay, what if you say you're going to practice celibacy, right?
Mhm.
Now you believe you have experience. Then what about if you end up marrying this girl that you're not able to satisfy? Maybe her libido is higher than yours. Maybe she wants it 2-3 times per night, almost every day,
Right.
and you can't do that. So how are you going to solve that problem?
What I find interesting about that type of conversation is when I'm the one pursuing abstinence till marriage, I'm usually looking for someone with the same agenda, the same priority. So usually sex is not a priority in a woman who has the same goal as me. But
hello, my
let
dear.
me
Sex is a priority
comparing.
to me. I will take that.
No.
In Jesus' name.
To look for someone as a partner, right? For me, when I've slept around and I've been in relationships, I'm figuring out how to please a woman. Usually I've realized it's still not enough to prove my worth in a relationship, or for her as well. I might feel like, oh, I'm sleeping with her and we're still together, but we know we're not compatible. That's why I've come across like sex is not even a big deal in terms of am I pleasing a woman anymore. I know what I need to do to please a woman. I'm at the point where I don't want it to ruin me. I don't want it to ruin me. When I do marry, I'm still sexually active. Like someone mentioned, if she has a higher libido.
I
If
need
I have a higher
question for
libido,
you.
wait, if I have a higher libido, would I be used to the idea of just dating one woman? Like we had a few streams ago about infidelity. I think I might have that addictive personality where I want to sleep around and even marriage can't stop me. I'm trying to train myself to not be whipped into that. I don't know how other people do it, but I think I have an addictive personality that I might want to carry on sleeping around after marriage. That's why I've decided.
Okay, let me ask you a question. One more question, please.
Yeah.
As it is now, from the way you are speaking, you are trying to explain to us like you don't do it now. And if you have a woman in your life now, you are not doing it with her. And then the next question is, if you meet a girl, are you going to tell her, you see a girl you like checking a girl, then the girl agree for your end. You get me? And then one day she comes around and play. You said, no, you are not going to. What explanation are you going to give her? That's what I just want to know.
Perfect. I'm glad you asked, because I've had that experience already where I'm dating someone and then eventually we get to that stage where it's like, oh, aren't we going to be intimate? I'm like, well, I've decided that I'm going to abstain for the time being. And it's their reaction that tells me what I need to know. That, okay, she's not for me. She's not abstaining either. So that's cool. We can go our ways. Yeah.
Okay, let me say this. If you tell a woman you met, maybe
not straight away. not straight away. It would usually be through that experience of, okay, we're dating. Where is it going? And then I'm not intimate. Then that's where.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
Okay.
you met a girl. It's not normal that you will tell her from the one, I don't do this. If I do it, I'm going to do it after marriage. You get along with a girl normally,
right?
And then you keep like one day it came to that level. Maybe something happened, normal, opposite sex, and then she expects you to continue, and you're like, hey, I don't do this. I will do it only in matrimonial home. That's a killer. Because if that girl wants you, you are a gunner. She puts that beside you. She fall in line. She play along. She gets her satisfaction elsewhere. And I tell you something, you are going to marry a Ashe.
Wow. I heard that.
Ashe. If I were you,
I'm so scared right now.
I've been
you end up marrying a pampala.
I've been abstaining for the last.
I'm so scared right now. Let me just say my own opinion on
Let me
on
finish
this.
now, Dusi, because
okay.
If I were you,
yeah,
I would actually do arranged marriage. Just let them look for a good girl for me. I marry her when I'm ready. But for you going out to look for a girlfriend and date her and then marry her, in the process of dating, you tell her you're not gonna, and then, oh, bros, don't do that to yourself. No verse.
Wait. What do you tell women who also?
Please, I think you need to listen. No, we are women and we are advising you.
Yeah, I'm asking. What would you tell young women as well who decide to abstain? Do you say the same thing to them?
If you want to do what?
Like they should abstain if they want to abstain, but it's not as if
no,
it's not
around. Listen,
they shouldn't be sleeping around too. And men shouldn't be sleeping around too.
Listen to me. I don't have problem of abstinence. Please get me right. I have problem with it being a condition for marriage. That's where you don't understand me. If you meet a girl, lucky for you, you meet a girl who is abstaining, just as you are doing, perfectly okay. I don't have problem with that. Of course, people should abstain, more especially the ones who are religious. You should abstain. It's not good to be jumping, you know what I mean? But you giving it as a condition in the process of you getting a wife, boy, that's a killer. No trial.
Yeah, because the girl will be a pretender, right? She will pretend to abstain, but she's getting her satisfaction elsewhere.
And there's no way for a man who's experienced to know.
Try if you know.
Of course, how would you know now? You don't put a meter there now. It doesn't read now. There's no meter. So you can't tell.
I think the question is asking is that if a girl feels the same way he feels, like maybe she's a virgin, right? Maybe she's a virgin, right? Is that what you're saying?
That's why Madam Zita said if they both have.
Let me ask the question he's asking. He said if
Madam
the girl is
Zita
a virgin,
said if they both have the same values, if the girl is ready to abstain, he is ready to abstain. Perfect.
No. Let me ask you. Okay, there are some girls that say they are virgin, they are saving it for marriage. Now, the question is this: if a guy now wants to test it to make sure he's sure. Now, if the girl she's saying she doesn't want to lose it until she gets married, I think that's what he's trying to ask. So, what would they do about that? Now?
See, Mike will not be children, no. Hey, let me tell you, people, normal. Let me tell you, I'm a woman, and I'm sure I'm speaking the mind and characteristics of 70% of women. I don't want to go to 90%. When a woman is ready, the level of her pretense is very high. When a woman is ready to marry, and that readiness doesn't have anything to do with age. Some women at 18, they are in their second year in the university. They are looking out to get married. So if you are this unlucky man that will come to run over her, the first story that we usually say, let me not say they, let's say we. no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to. I want to do it in my matrimonial home. The first question you have to ask such a girl is, are you a virgin? If she says no, deep, then if I were a man, I'm going to do a heavy research on that girl. That's when you will know that she's out for marriage. Because we dangle that idea of being a decent girl, being collective. That is the first thing we dangle in a man's front. Because no man wants to keep a whore in his house as a wife, even when they do most times.
And that will even hasten the man to marry
No,
her.
you can't speak on behalf of men, though. I'm not sure about that.
That will hasten the man to want to marry her. Oh, I've come across a good girl, and she said she can only do this after marriage.
Yes,
I better
that's
quickly
the
marry
first
her.
thing we dangle,
And it's
because that's
falling
what
into
the
the
man
trap.
wants. Most men, that's what they want. They want a girl who is collected, decent. That's what they see as decency anyway. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's the first thing a girl will do when she's ready to marry. So for you to say, what if I meet a girl who I want to touch and she said no, that means she's abstaining like you? That's a total no. That's a total lie.
I'm not
It doesn't necessarily mean she's abstaining. It means more that
Miss,
she's ready for marriage.
can I say
Madam
something?
Zita, what if the
Especially
girl lies
matrimonial
that
home.
Madam Zita, what
Can I
if
say
she lies that
something?
she's a virgin and the man doesn't know that? After
Why
marriage,
would a
now
man
knows.
know who is a virgin now?
No, after marriage now. After marriage, that's when he
Okay, I
finds
have
out
seen
she's
that one.
not.
One divorce case we handled, that was what divorce. The man is asked for a divorce. And to me, I see that man as a very stupid man. Yes, the man is based it on fraud. That he deceived my dear. Now, wow.
But Madam Zita, that's right now. That's deception now. If she can deceive you with things like that, who knows what else she'll be hiding from you?
That's
That
what
means
the man
she's
said.
a
Don't hide
liar.
anything. You
Let
want
me
a
say something,
virgin.
though.
He acted a virgin and you got a virgin. Look, let me tell you, Madam Rosie, these things are not supposed to be conditioned for marriage. But if you start bringing ridiculous things for condition for marriage, you're going to marry that girl.
Dupsy, check your
So,
phone.
please. Okay.
Can I say something real quick? I'm taking in everyone's input, but I think we're also ignoring that, my experience could come from, because I've been in the position where I'm dating someone, I can see we're not compatible, but my male brain is telling me I just want to have sex. I just want to be with this person just for sex. I'm wasting my time in this situation just because of that intimacy. And also with young girls as well who are looking to be in a good relationship, and guys just want to test drive them. And they're out here looking to be married eventually, but they have to date all these different men to figure out who they're compatible with. They're being test drive with all these men until they find their husband. I mean, come on. That could exhaust anyone. And I know what everyone's saying here.
Can I ask you
It's
a
more
question?
logical.
Can I
What?
ask you a question?
We are going to
One
round up
question,
this
please.
topic now.
Before
All right.
I go, guys, before I leave this topic, let me ask you a question. A woman that is a virgin, that's one, a different woman. The second one is a woman who abstained, wasn't a virgin for some reasons, and all of a sudden she decided, just as you did, to abstain till she gets married. Does that make her a good wife at the end of the day?
That's just one level of discipline. It comes with a lot more, and that's why I'm saying it's not about, we're
You didn't
abstaining. That
answer
means
the
we're good
question.
for
I
each
said,
other.
does that guarantee a good wife?
That's exactly why I'm saying that. That's not the only criteria I'm looking for.
It's not even
to
a
marry a
criteria
woman.
in the first place, because a prostitute
Yeah,
may be a
let's
better
move
wife.
ahead. Let me just say
Okay.
this last thing, then we'll move
Yeah.
ahead from this topic. Vincent and Tammy, it is very dangerous when you have a woman by your side. No, let me just say this.
Yeah.
When you have a person you call your girlfriend and you're not having anything to do with the girl, just because you say you're staying celibate, Oh, I don't like that, because that is when you get married, you are used to satisfying yourself by yourself. Then you're fighting with your woman. Then you would. That's how I just wonder when people say, my husband hasn't touched me in 6 months or 7 months. I don't understand it. Now
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand that men know how to satisfy themselves by themselves. Do you understand? So you get used to that. It's not good. Don't get used to rubbish. When you and your wife is fighting at home, so you just abstain. You, because you're used to it already. You abstain. You won't touch the woman for 7, 6 months. Because I don't get it. Why I will be fighting with my husband? Because I'll beat my husband after 1 week. But why are you not
No,
touching me?
Doomsday, can I ask
After
a
1
question?
week. Because I don't like that. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Doomsday, okay, so after you've been married to a man for many years, and maybe his engine now dies, what happens?
If the engine dies, we're going to help do something medically. But if it's not going to work at all, me, I'll be married for 24 years, God forbid. So that if my husband can't do
That
again,
means it's your
that
cross
husband
now. You have to carry it, right? Because during the good times you enjoyed it.
has satisfied me to I don't know, he has tried his best. He's for better for worse. I will stay with him. But I'm not sure that can even happen. I don't think so. Because that man likes that thing. If he sees me like this, his body will be shaking. That's the way it's supposed to be. How can you say you'll be with your girlfriend? And that is the way you guys will now
For
marry.
better,
And
for worse. Okay, I believe you. For better, for worse.
you won't stay with you won't have anything to do with the woman. I'm scared. We shouldn't do this. Vincent and Tammy. Let's stop it. If you have
I
a
just
girl
don't
that
want
you
to make
love,
Don't
outside
say.
babies. That's
Don't
what
say
I'm
if it
saying.
doesn't work, he's gonna go do a transplant. So you must walk. Oh.
it must
And
work, Abi. Rosie, don't
We'll go to the
Shemo, it's not I don't like this. Please don't get used to satisfying yourself by yourself. Don't get used to it. It's dangerous. It is dangerous. So you now see the way that this DNA is compulsory. Let's start doing DNA
Yes, I agree with
childbirth.
that. I agree with that.
Childbirth. Because men, you see what Tammy and Vincent they're condoling. They're saying they can do without a woman.
This is growing
Your
on.
body should be touched when you see a girl that you like.
That is why
Your body
Dupsy
should be
Omahale
crying.
Ponta. Dupsy, that's why Omahale Ponta. Because if the man doesn't.
See where the men are coming from. I'm so scared to hear
This
this.
is the new generation, Auntie. This is the dating scene now. We
Mike,
have
You abstain.
whores as
Mike, you
girlfriends
said
now.
something to Ducey. You
Yeah.
said, what if after several years of marriage, the thing die? It depends on what Ducey wants. If she is the one that likes that thing, when you marry the man, you begin to feed that thing so that the thing no go die. You get the point? You no go die. If it's what you like, make sure you feed
No,
that
we
thing
match each
very
other's
well
energy. We
so
match each other.
that you
I'm
no
from
go die.
Ondo. I'm an Ondo girl. So I'm from Ondo. We match each other energy. Do you understand, Zeta? So there's no problem. But if it dies, probably, we can
It
say.
shouldn't die.
I too die, Daddy, my sister. God bless you. And why you could die? It would die. So please, let's move ahead to the last topic.
Food. That thing has its own food. Give it to the man so that the man will be till you then do you part. It's up and
Zita, I'm scared now. See what my children they talk. They go abstain from women.
Yes, we're going on a strike. We're going on strike.
What kind of strike is that, Davey? What? Vincent. I'm scared though. Please don't do this. So please, we are going to talk about this when
We'll talk about it next time.
leave
Yes.
the studio.
Yes.
Yeah. So please, I don't like this at all. We shouldn't do this.
But it's not just us. There are a lot of young men who have.
I agree with you because we are hearing your opinion now about this for the first time. I've never heard this before. I'm going to ask Tofi and Timmy too because I don't understand this because I'm so scared right now that.
But that must be. Dupsy, this must be a lot of self-control. Oh. That's a lot of self-control.
I agree, but these guys now they can satisfy themselves. Do you understand?
But
So I'm scared.
There's also a movement of that too to not even touch ourselves too. So there's another level. There's another level.
No, that's true. There's abstinence. I've met a lot of youths. They even have a bracelet on their hand.
Yes.
To show you they're wearing the bracelet. They're going to abstain. and they
Even
cheat to
from
it.
touching themselves as
Yeah,
well.
I've met a lot of young girls in school.
There's so many woke movement going on that many of
A
them are
lot
so
of things
confused.
happening in the world, though, Gypsy.
Men will be abstaining from their girlfriends. I'm not saying you should be sleeping around, though, but not touching your own woman. That's too scary. So, woman, let's move to the last topic, please, so that we can close for today.
All right, brilliant, Dupsy. So, apologies for a bit of background noise, by the way. This next one now is a bit of a moral maze. I'm not sure. Oh, I thought Vincent would lead on it, but I think we've lost our Vincent. But,
Oh, Vincent. Oh, okay. Vincent
yeah,
is
maybe
gone.
it's the
Who is
same
this
drop.
person here? One man. There's another person here after Princess Rosie. Who is that?
That's Zeta.
Zeta. Oh, okay. That's Zeta. Okay. Okay.
All right. Let me do the quick readout. It's a bit of a moral maze. I was dating a guy. When I got pregnant, his parents forced him to deny the pregnancy. Then they sent him to the United States, leaving me with the pregnancy. 2 months later, I met a guy who decided to be with me, even though I was pregnant with someone else's child. He supported me right through the birth. After giving birth, he enrolled me in a training center and paid for it all. It's been 5 years since we've been together. My whole family knows him. He plans to marry me in 3 months. But the problem is that my baby's daddy is back. He apologized to me and is ready to take me back and his child. I confess I am still in love with him. He might take me to the States with him. This is an opportunity for me. I want to go back with my baby father, but I am afraid to hurt this other guy. How do I make him understand that he doesn't, so that he doesn't feel betrayed or hurt? It is true that he made a lot of sacrifices for me, but I must not be a hypocrite towards him because in my heart he is not my kind of guy. So how does she navigate that moral maze?
Mama, please, can I say something?
I think we have Vincent back.
Yeah.
Yes, Rosie.
Okay, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Rosie. You want to say something?
Okay, yeah, for me, if I were that girl, I would go with the man that rescued me at a time of need. This first one that she claims to be her love, that abandoned her, he's going to do worse in future. He has shown the type of person that he is. He has shown he's not dependable. He's not a good person. But this one that took her, that means this one really love her for who she is. And a woman is better for you to marry a man that loves and cherishes you. This one will be there for her at all times. But this other one that they impregnated and took off is going to do worse things to her in future. That's my take.
But Rosie,
I
her heart is with the baby daddy.
Forget
So
about heart.
if she settles with this guy that we are saying is loyal and faithful, will it not be the case that at every opportunity she'll still go and sleep with the baby daddy
No.
who her heart is with? Yeah.
It's better for her to marry the man that loves her and cherishes her. That relationship will last for long than for her to go after the man she loves because she's going to be the one running after the man. The man is going to be running around. But this one is going to be with her.
Rosie.
So it's no longer about who can satisfy in bedroom anymore.
Rosie.
This is not bedroom. She's not talking about bedroom. She's talking about her heart, about love. A woman
So
don't
some of
need
you
to
have said
love a
that
man.
the baby daddy was the one that was better in the bedroom. So I mean,
No, he didn't talk about bedroom. Just said her heart goes for him. It's not. It's better for a woman to marry a man that loves her more than she loves him.
Rosie, there are a lot of things when
I,
they put
I honestly thought it's the other way around. You know,
Rosie, there are a lot of things when they put out stories like this. There are a lot of holes in it. It's not a complete story.
That's true. That's true.
But if I may put into considerations one or two things. First of all, what is the reason why he abandoned her for years? Is it that he's in cell or in prison where he is? Because a lot of shit do happen when they leave Nigeria.
No, but Madam Zita, he denied the pregnancy.
Oh, he denied
He
it.
denied it, yes.
Okay. I still blame the man that took care of the pregnancy. Because if you really want the lady, to the extent you want the lady and her pregnancy, from another man. Why didn't you marry her? Why do you have to take care of her for 1 month, took care of her, 9 months, took care of her until the madman comes back? I don't get it. If you like a girl to the extent, you would have proposed. Nah, I want to marry you. And let her say, I don't want to. Because if she is married before this man came back, we wouldn't be talking about this. It wouldn't be. She would have been a married woman by the time the man is back. But for the other man to wait and start spending his money on another man's child and another man's wife, girlfriend, I don't really think that is smart. So she should go to the man she loves. Well, for anything for her children, for her child, the child should have a father. And maybe probably she wants both of them to live under the same roof. So I still want to go her own way. I don't see why a man will like me with another man's pregnancy. He didn't find it deemed to tell me, girl, I want to marry you.
For me, I totally agree with Madam Zeta. This woman just used the guy for emotional support. And I don't know why you stay with a woman for 5 years without even... I don't get it.
Because of the sex. That's the problem.
Right.
Our society. That's what I mean.
No, you cannot say because of the sex alone. Some men, they don't know. We don't know, but you stay with her for 5 years. You take care of her and the baby, and you never propose. You never even try to make her get pregnant for you. I beg, just go with the so-called bad father, your former boyfriend. That's the only thing she can do now.
But is that one dependable? The person that denied pregnancy and abandoned you?
But you can see from this thing that she doesn't love this guy for 5 years. She doesn't love him. She doesn't. If you love that guy, she just used that man for emotional support for 5 years, and that's the worst thing that women always use some men for. I'm so sorry about that. Just emotional support for 5 years.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah, I agree with you, Remy. The guy will learn his lesson and move on. And then I'll say for the ladies, best to go with the baby daddy because first of all, they already have a kid together, and the guy wants her back. Hey, and he's also taking her abroad, so just move on with him, and your heart is with him as well. So move on. It's unfortunate. The other guy will be
But what
heartbroken.
about all the investment the guy made? He guided her through the
You learn and move on.
pregnancy.
Now you learn his lesson. Now life is you live in, you learn.
That's one man. That is over.
And why you cock body now? You learn and move on. Next time you won't do that, Sabi.
Well, that's wickedness. Now, how would you use a human being like that? That's wickedness.
Let's hear Vincent. Yeah, Vincent. What's your opinion on this?
You can pay it back now.
What is wickedness in it?
Let's hear Vincent, please.
Hold on. You are dating a girl and you took care of
No. I mean the first man that abandoned her. I mean the first man that abandoned her, denied the pregnancy, and now she used this man. She used that man. That's wickedness.
No, she didn't use the man. The man was just stupid. If you like a girl,
you didn't force him to do those things, man.
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Let's hear Vincent here. Vincent, can you go ahead, please?
I wanted to say I actually agree with all opinions, but I think she should just do the honorable thing and leave the man, that took care of her for 5 years. It's fair to to the man. Unfortunately, it's going to hurt. Now I also talk from personal experience because in my own case, unfortunately, I have a mom that did a similar thing. She used my stepdad, for papers, and just like that, when she got the papers, she left him. So this actually hits home for me. So in this case, yes, I say that yes, she should leave, this man, and then just go back to her baby daddy and get what's coming.
She should go back to her baby daddy, right?
Yeah.
So what did your mom
believe in? Sorry, Dopsy. Vincent, do you believe in karma?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe if she does that, she would not get the fulfillment that she wants? And do you think there'll be some sort of element in the ethos that will punish what?
Yeah, she's gonna pay for it. She's gonna pay for it.
She's gonna pay for it. But she still have to do it.
No, she will pay for it. And do you know why? I'm really speaking from personal experience because that's what's going, that's what's happening to my mom right now. Unfortunately, she's lost me right now, and it's just my younger brother that's just left when he finds out the truth. So the same thing will happen to her as well, if not now, but years later on in the future. So yeah,
Vincent, yes, nothing is gonna happen to her. Because you don't get repercussions for dating a man and not marrying her. You people didn't say that the man who took care of her proposed to her and she said no. You didn't say that in this our story. The story is that the other man was just dating her while the other one came back. So what is the penalty?
No, it wasn't just dating her. Sorry, hold on. Before you come in, it wasn't just dating her. So just to recap, she was dating this guy. As she got pregnant, the family denied her. They removed the guy from the situation, sent him to the United States. She met another guy during the course of that pregnancy. That guy picked her up and the pregnancy, nursed her through birth and everything, sent her to a training center for an education, proposed marriage to her. They're 3 months away from getting married. So the baby daddy now comes back. He now sorrowful, pleading, saying he wants her and the baby back. So she's now telling us that her heart is still with the baby daddy, especially as he can take her to the United States, but she doesn't want to hurt this guy.
3 months away. I didn't know that.
No,
she doesn't want to hurt this guy.
3 months away from getting married. I get that. That's different.
Don't punish her. No. I thought.
I'm sure she's going back to this baby daddy because he's going to take her to the States. That's just the main thing.
No.
I changed my opinion on that one. I changed my opinion. If they were getting married 3 months, they're already planning marriage. Come on, man. That's wickedness. I didn't hear that one too. It's more clear now.
Said yes to the other man.
For me, I was still stick with the old boyfriend.
No, that's wickedness. You already agree. You're already committed to getting married to the guy. Then there's no point turning around. If they were just dating,
Madam, is that not wickedness? That's wickedness.
It is wickedness. That's wickedness.
That's what we are saying. Yeah.
That's wickedness. But I thought they were just dating and the guy just spending, taking care. That's what I thought, But if they already committed, they already agreed to get married, and then now you're not talking around. That's not good.
For you guys, you know something.
So Vincent, does that change your opinion now, having a bit more detail of the background of the story?
Not necessarily, no, because he invested 5 years. He didn't get a kid out of it. There's no relationship out of it. She's going to leave him. So at the end of the day, that's his own punishment. So, yeah.
Wait, it's own punishment for being good to a woman?
That's brutal, man. That's brutal.
Huh? So to be used and dumped, that's his punishment?
He wasted his time. For
loving I don't think it's good to pay evil with good. I don't think so. Because you are breaking this guy's life.
So sorry, let me just say this. Vincent and Temi, I know you're especially young, but 5 years is a huge chunk to take out of anybody's life.
I know.
And 5 years is an expensive price to pay as a waste.
Oh, I know.
Especially when if it's.
Vincent, you told us you're born again Christian, and now you're talking like this.
Why aren't they married? Why did it take 5 years till they got married? Why did it take that long?
It's because of sex. Sex blinded him from making.
But he was taking care of her. He sent her to school. She had a baby. He sent her to school. He was, like developing her.
Why didn't they marry within the first year? Why did he waste his time 5 years doing what?
So you're blaming the guy for being nice and picking up somebody at a point of need?
Raising her child for what?
Can we all agree that from day one, this woman does not like that boy? It's just emotional support. She does not, actually from her heart, she does not want to marry.
Yeah,
this guy, she will not follow the father of the baby. So let's call it spade.
So it's his fault then.
There's no loving.
The guy's mistake is he shouldn't be spending on someone that's not your wife. She's not your wife. Why are you saying that?
Exactly.
Marry her first before you do all that.
The girl is not a good girl. That's why the other man.
She's not a good girl. I know she's.
And I'm sure that man has married and couldn't have a child and must have gone to one babalawo that told him to go and look for this girl. That girl is not a good girl.
And she's an opportunist. She's an opportunist.
If I know the other man, the man that took care of her, I will tell the man to move on.
Yes, that's not a good woman. She has an evil heart.
Nobody should keep such a woman in his house. She's evil. She's an evil woman.
Wow.
Okay, tell me, go ahead with your submission on this.
That's pure wickedness.
Yeah,
Timmy,
I was in total agreement with Stephen. Like he mentioned his own family situation. I was surprised he brought it up, but it's really hard to hear something like this. But then when you hear the detail, the man stayed with her, obviously raised her child as well for 5 years, and no marriage until the fifth year. What's going on there? I think this is a confused man.
No,
And then
no,
and then
no,
he
no,
he has to
no,
face the consequences. I don't
no,
care.
no.
Everyone has
I
sympathy
wouldn't
for
say
him.
that. I wouldn't say that.
No, we're too
The
sympathetic.
man has respect and regard and didn't want to exploit her. He wanted her to say yes on a comfortable time and situation. If I were a man and I see a woman who is pregnant, I didn't even know that he proposed. I took care of her. She had her baby, sent her to school. At that point, the man felt all the trauma is gone. It's no longer going to be a sympathy yes.
Yes, and for her to
He
recover
gave
from
her
the
time
last
to heal.
relationship. Yeah.
He gave her time
Then
to
maybe he should
heal.
become a priest if he's so charitable like that. Why
No,
are
but
we
for goodness sake, are
responsible
you not
for
condemning somebody
pregnant
for
women?
being
Why?
good and noble?
No, that
You
shows
should
This
become a
is what
weakness,
this
pastor, you
is
know.
a good man. For
weakness and
goodness sake.
ignorance. Why are
A
you
man that
dealing with a
met you at
woman?
your point
Oh,
of
this
need.
this is rubbish.
Ah,
The
no,
same
that's not fair.
advice we got
It's
earlier
not
about
fair.
how we should date. Look at the type of
That's
conversation we're
not a
having
good
now.
woman, and she's gonna get karma in future. She will get it in future. She'll pay
And
for
it's
it.
his fault. It's his fault for ending up with someone like this and not realizing that. Why are we ignoring the ignorance in this? Because he decided to spend 5 years. He wasted his own years with someone like this. How wouldn't he have figured that out within 5 years that she wasn't in love with him? Can we be serious here, please? Because he was blinded by lust. They were intimate. That's all he needed, to be intimate with her. And now he wasted his time. 5 years. That's what he
No,
deserves.
I
A
don't.
lot of men end up like this. This
I
is what
think
they
that
deserve.
man is a smart guy.
Nah, that's rubbish.
No, he's
The
a
man that
smart
came
guy.
back is the
Because
smart one. The
because
one
let
that
me
came
tell you
back is the
this.
smart one.
Let me tell you this. If he had proposed to that girl from the one with that pregnancy, or maybe probably when she had the baby, the girl said yes, he would have been in trouble now that the other guy is back. Because he would have been heartbroken. And he will be blaming himself that, so it's because I was helping this girl. That's why she said yes. She doesn't really like me. But I wouldn't blame the man because he gave the girl time to heal.
And Madam Zita, can you
He
believe
asked me
men
at the right
are not
time.
even their men are not supporting a good man. Instead, they are castigating a good man and
Yeah, he's
supporting a bad
pathetic.
woman.
He's
This is
pathetic.
not good, man.
Any
This is
man that'll
foolishness.
sign off
It's
for
not
this is pathetic.
foolishness. It's
That's
kindness.
why I
It's
blame
being
men for
human.
being
That's why
because
men meet bad women and they deal with them.
See, this is why they
This
want
woman,
us to have sex with them as soon as possible so they can use us. This is
you
exactly
see this
why
girl,
you
this
want
girl that's
control
gone back
over
to this man.
men.
If
Men,
she has another opportunity, she will dump him and move on because she's an opportunist.
there's a reason why they didn't marry within the first 2 years, 3 years. There was something going on already in the relationship for
The
it to
man
take that
sent her
long.
to school. She was going to school, raising a child.
Wait. So you're taking care of me, you're taking care of my child, and you didn't. There's no time to put a title on it. You can go and sign a paper in the court. You know how you can quickly get married. That's you should be able to claim that child of yours that you're raising for her. But I'm sorry, a lot of men make these
Okay, but
mistakes.
what
This is
if she
very
had
common.
married? What if she had
This is
married the man and this one came back? Then she dumps him and move on.
no. There's clear signs why
She
he
could, she
didn't
could, she would do
decide
that
to
too.
marry her. There's a clear sign why he didn't decide to marry her until later on. Now he's
Oh,
grown fond of her
So
and he
now you
wanted to
propose
marry
to
her.
her. They have been saving towards this marriage, planning towards it.
I doubt it. I don't think it could take this long to marry someone. No, let's not play that.
Okay.
I can see the problem and it's happening a lot. A lot of these men fall for women like this. We're also agreeing that she's the problem here. But then I'm sorry, you devoted your time with someone like this and you didn't see the signs. And then now this is his consequence. He's being punished himself, wasted 5 years of his life raising someone else's child. That man who came back is the winner in my eyes because he's able to hold on to that even after he took a break
the
and
girl
he's
will
coming
leave
back.
him. The girl will leave him in the United States. Mark my word.
She is an opportunist. She sees another opportunity. She's
Please,
going to
right.
move on.
Okay.
She's a
But
user.
yes,
There we go.
exactly.
That's what. And then men who fall for that, that's their problem. That's my thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Even the guy that came from America, that one will fall for it. And once he arrive in America, don't be so guy and follow another one. The game continue.
A lot of women are
Unfortunately.
broken as well. So, like my friend mentioned here, Vincent mentioned how his mom, and it's really touchy to bring it up, but his mom used his dad and then his stepdad, and now he's opening his eyes to what is going on in his own family. So he doesn't want to repeat it, and this
But
is what we're seeing every day.
but the problem is something like this. This girl, she might come back to this man because she wants to revenge. Did you think of that? She
He
might
would,
say, okay,
and
you know
he
what?
and he
She
will
might
take
want
her
to
back.
come back and deal with him
A man like
viciously.
this will take her back because a lot of men are weak like this,
And
pathetic.
she will deal with
Just
him
over.
viciously. If a man does that to me, if I accept him back, I'm going to wait for when I'm going to get even with him and I will deal with him ruthlessly. Because you cannot dump me at the point of need. And then you come back, okay, I will accept you, but I'm going to get my back. I'll deal with you seriously.
That man who took care of her and everything, she would go back to him and he will take her back again. A lot of men are this weak to take on manipulative women. Women know how to manipulate men, and well done for them to do that. But some of these men deserve it. Some of these men deserve it, and that's my point. Because you're falling for a woman because of intimacy, when you could find it somewhere
Okay, what
else.
if you fall in love with the woman and then she decides to deal with you?
That's my. I should take the blame for that. Why am I that stupid that I can't see a
But
witch in front
that's
of me?
love. Love
I'm
don't
sharing a bedroom with a
love
witch.
is blind. You don't see those faults. You fall
No,
headlessly in love.
no, lust blinds you.
Also,
Not
your own love has
lust.
have eyes.
Miss, lust blinds you. Lust blinds you. When you're sleeping with someone you know is a problem to you, you spend longer with them just because of that. Just because of that, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it around us, and this is the perfect example of that. This man deserves what he gets. I don't feel sorry for him. A lot of weak men fall for this because they don't have discipline in themselves. You end up with a woman that would use you like that. Good. He will do it again. Another woman will do that to him again. The same men go through it. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
So Tim is just bent that you shouldn't be sleeping with girls when you're dating.
Yes.
All right. I think Chioma has some strong
Okay,
views.
Chema is
Yeah.
there. Okay, Chema, you're welcome. Unmute. Let's hear you. Yeah. Chema.
Hi.
Hello.
Good
How are you today?
afternoon, everyone.
Good
Afternoon.
afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a night yesterday.
Did
So
you hear how Temi's voice suddenly changed? Says, Temi, I'm watching you.
So you'll be beside
I'm
somebody
just
like
being
Chema now.
accommodating.
Stay
That's
from
all.
Chema. No, we you. Don't want to
Hospitable.
talk about it.
I have the
Hello.
voice.
Go whatever the Denny. No, my
Love in Tokyo. Love in Tokyo.
Mi ò ní lọ́mọtálẹ̀ ò
Oh,
ní
is this
dìde.
love? Is this love in one man show?
Mi ò tiẹ̀ ní lọ́mọtálẹ̀ ò ní dìde.
Just
Ara
being
tẹ́mi gbọ́dọ̀ dìde
friendly.
mọ́ Chioma ní lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ara ẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ dìde
Hello.
mọ́ Chioma.
What you're looking for in a woman is 100% possible. Don't let these
Thank
people
you.
deceive you. Okay,
Thank
you
you.
can meet a lady that have the same like mind
Same values.
in
Yes.
church. You know,
Mhm.
community center, like cultural events, like we have like Omo Igbo, unites. I know they have like Yoruba forum for young adults. There's
Right.
so many outlets that you can meet these singles that are just looking for the perfect man, and you are the perfect man. Don't let them tell you, oh, you have to have sex. Yeah. No, because there's a woman that's looking for someone like you.
Same values.
Because I have friends, okay? We had like a pact growing up. We were all virgins, Now it's only, and it was 5 of us initially. Now it's only 2 remaining. I'm not one of them, by the way. But my friends they're good women and they're virgins, and they're
So,
still
Choma, you have tasted the forbidden apple. Choma.
So don't. In fact, just pretend this session never happened. Continue the way you're moving along. There's nothing wrong with that. God, in His infinite mercy, will bring a virtuous woman your way.
Amen.
Okay?
Amen.
Yes.
Be deceiving yourself,
Amen.
The
For me
type of
too.
woman Tammy is looking for is a down-to-earth woman, a good woman, a woman
Amen.
that is kept at home, So
Yes.
it's possible. Trust me. Everybody doesn't have to be a shower. Trust me. So
Yes.
don't let them deceive you. It's very possible. So,
But don't get me wrong. I will still take the advice of being careful and watching out for someone who is deceptive.
Choma is telling you a pipe dream.
But he has it's not a pipe dream. He has a reason for that.
Mama, be deceiving yourself,
Right?
You're not deceiving
what
us.
makes a virtuous
Deceiving yourself.
It's his personal choice, and
I know. Is that what makes a virtuous woman?
No, it's not.
It's not the only thing.
It's not what makes a virtuous
not
woman, but it's there's women that have an intimate relationship with God, and they don't want anything to come in between that. So they're looking.
Choma, please, can you go move to another topic? Okay,
so the other topic, the lady, right? I don't think you guys were calling her evil woman. She's a pachini. She. Do you know what Nigeria girls do to Nigeria men and vice versa? It's the dating scene. Men have to spend the money, take care of the woman. That's what you're supposed to do. You think we're all just gonna sit here and be like?
So when a man proposed to you, 3 months to the wedding, you run to another man.
It's possible. Things happen because at this
So
is her life.
She was vulnerable.
She has a kid. She has a kid.
Exactly.
She's still in love with her ex. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And if he's not detrimental to your life, I would personally advise her to go back to her baby daddy because she has a child by that man. The devil is better than the angel you don't know. And trust me, we don't know what happened between them for him to abandon her. Maybe he was trying to establish himself. You know how men do their mago, and then they'll still come back. You get my point? But my thing is, she should still go back with her baby daddy. I'm sorry for the other guy. God will bless him. God will bring a woman.
He got what he deserved.
One woman his way, but he did what he was supposed to do. He was in that gap to help her. And some people come into your life for a reason. Maybe he was supposed to be her helper. So you guys have to see it in a different light and not just, she's evil, she's a puchinist. No, I mean, girls get houses, cars, brand new Range Rovers, Bentleys for men. What are you telling me? This is nothing.
That's sugar daddy now. That's for sugar daddy now. When you have the sugar daddy, that's what you want.
Wasn't this man a sugar daddy
not
as
even
well?
sugar daddies. Even men that are well off, they do this for their girlfriends. Just dating.
But most often it's sugar daddies that do that.
Huh?
A single guy that has money, if he loves you, will marry you. What?
Yes. Even women, they do it for their boyfriends. All these politician girls, do us daughters, my friends, they buy their boyfriends cars. What are you telling me? It's normal. This thing's happening in the dating
bare minimum.
world. It's a normal thing. It's a win and lose situation. It's a game. It's one of those things that happen. But you know what? God will bless that man because he came into her life.
My gripe is
because he came into her life and provided for her and her son. So I see it in a way that he was a helper. God sent her away. So God will bless him.
That's the way I draw the line.
Let me interject you. you see this you people that are Gen Z. The problem you people will cause on this earth, Is the problem you guys will cause.
We are seeing the problem our older generation caused first, or we're witnessing what's going on now from our parents.
Choma is blackmailing God.
We're just having to learn from you guys and see that for
It's normal. It's normal.
It's normal. Men
you
do
say
work.
yes. 3 months to the wedding,
men
you run off to another man. It's a normal thing.
Yes, it's men. No.
God bless you.
That's wickedness. That's not normal thing. Wickedness.
It's not wickedness. She has to be selfish. She has a child, okay?
Okay.
He came
That's
into
what
her
she's
life
meant
as
to
a
do.
helper. They're not married. Get that off your mind. They're not married. People break up all the time. Have you
Exactly.
watched? I mean, people change their minds even on the day of the wedding.
Wahala
Do you rather her get
deal.
married? Do you rather her get married and then 3 months down the line she's like, no, I don't want you anymore? Is that what you want for her? And you know what, men? You know, I'm very passionate about this because I've heard there's a man that did this to a woman. You know, she was in Spain, providing, you know, sending him money, and he used the money she was sending him to marry another woman in the village in Nigeria. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's life. Things happen, but you know, we thank God for that man. You know, he came in and filled in the gap, provided for her and her son. God will bless him. God will provide him a good woman. God will enrich his life, and he will be fine. Move
No,
on.
he'll find another pregnant woman. That's what he will do. It'll happen again.
Well, at least you know he will learn. It's a learning lesson, but I don't also see it that way. I see it as
So Choma, the man was a mogul, right? It was a mogul.
No, he's
It was a mogul.
You all have to see it in a Christian mindset, okay? Everything is not about someone took advantage of you and cheated you. No, you know, he was a helper. You know, she needed his help at that moment. But
You Christians like deceiving yourselves.
she has to make the best decision for her and her child. And for her, she's in love with her ex, and for her child, she needs to go back to her child's father because she's in love with the man. She doesn't love this guy, and she only realized that when her ex came back. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. She has to make the best decision for her future.
Well, okay, what does she owe this man? This man does because there must be a reason why she went with this man. So he nursed her through birth, looked after the child, trained her in education. He proposed to her 3 months from marriage. So what obligations does she owe there? And by the way, she's saying that she's still in love with the baby daddy, and she also says that she also said in there that maybe he will take her to America. So I think there's that American thing as well. So does she not owe anything to somebody that is stable, reliable? Come into your life in the most difficult period of your life, hold you by the hand and guides you to a better place, as opposed to somebody that dumps you.
Gain is gain.
Listen,
one man, she doesn't owe him anything. Already now.
My thing is, as long as he came back for her, you know, I don't see it as abandonment anymore. He went and established himself, then came back for his wife and child. But for that man that provided and did everything for her, what she owes him is prayers. For God to bless her.
That's it.
You know,
Prayers.
you have
That's
to
a
see
scam.
it in a Christian view.
No, she doesn't owe him anything, Choma. She doesn't owe him anything. At least she slept with him. So he's paid for sleeping with her.
Yes.
She doesn't owe him anything. There's no need of prayer. What type of prayer is that?
With sex.
Yeah, she's paid now. The man paid off for doing what he did with us. So what is wrong with
Princess Rosie, you know, there's a lot of stingy men in this world. So it's very rare to find a kind man who can take care of a woman that has a child already. So in that sense, she does owe him prayer for God to, you know, meet him at the point of his needs.
Choma, what type of prayer? Please put prayer aside. She slept with the man, she did everything. No prayer. Let her move on. Let her move on. Did she not sleep with him? What type of prayer is that?
Prayer can do a lot for that man. He will meet Queen Elizabeth. You know, he will meet someone that is rich. He will meet a good woman, you know, that will propel his life. Trust me, he will go far with prayers. And that's enough.
Chioma, let me ask you this. Do you think this woman actually loves the baby daddy, or do you think when she gets to America and then she sees the allure of a better setting still, she will hop still from him to what proposes a better life?
I think she loves the baby daddy because most women act by emotion. Trust me. She loves the baby daddy. There's no way I can and I can go with someone that abandoned me if I don't love you. No. And she didn't see it as an abandonment. No. She will still not see it as an abandonment because she's in love with him. So in her head, he went to establish himself. He came back for me. That's how women will always see it.
Chioma, have you heard the phrase "treat them mean, keep them keen"? Have you heard that phrase? Treat them mean, keep them keen.
Yeah, but it's still
Because there's a lot
they
of
have
men
a
that
child.
actually
It
feel
doesn't
that's what
matter though.
women
It
like.
doesn't
Treat
matter.
them mean, keep them keen.
It doesn't matter. They have
So
a
you rough
child
the woman
together.
up and then she loves you the more.
No,
Chioma, speak for yourself. It's not every woman. No, it's not everybody that
she's
loves men to
acting
treat
by
them badly.
emotion. No, she's in
Speak
love
for
with him.
yourself. Chioma, speak for yourself.
Okay, I'm speaking for myself. She's in love with him, and they have a child together. So she made the best decision on this earth for her. She has to be selfish. This is her life. That man has not, that other guy has not lost anything. He can make more money. He can meet another woman even better than her. He can meet someone he can build a new life with, not even a baby mama. He can do better. You see what I'm saying? But she made the best decision for her life. And all she needs to do is just pray for that guy, that God will provide and, bring him a good woman. That's it.
Woman, when you hear things like this, don't you think that we are in trouble?
No, we're not in trouble.
You know what I think, Zeta. I'm thinking, stop the world. I want to get off. Let them carry on. Just stop the world. Let me get off, and then they can carry on.
Men have done more. This thing he did is nothing. This is small.
Please, let me say this.
You know how much men have spent in dating? Oh my goodness!
How beautiful you bring a girl to
How
me.
much money
If they're talking like about prayers, like Chioma, you can't get married to that kind of a girl.
Miss
You know that. There is no way.
This is nothing. How much have you spent?
Religion and everything that you'll be able to get married to that person. Please don't bring wahala to me. I don't want
That's nothing. That is nothing.
And all these things all the time. Use your head, sis. Use your head at all times. Stop talking about prayers. Stop talking about spirituality. Stop talking about all those things so that you'll be able to think very well about where you want to go to and where you want to, or whom you want to get married to. So when you talk about prayers all the time, I don't get it. I don't understand it.
As I said, he's a destiny helper, and that's how it is.
But Lucy, that's our belief system now. Everybody to their belief system.
He's a destiny helper.
Yeah, that's what I'm still saying. That I don't want people like Chioma. You don't understand. I've got 4 boys. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why I'm telling one of my boys here.
He is a destiny helper.
People will be talking about prayers when you're supposed to use your brain. I don't want people like that. You'll be able to communicate. Do you understand? So that is what I'm just saying to my own. I'm talking about myself. I've got 4 boys. Do you understand, woman? So I'm talking to one of them here that people like Chioma, because I can see Temi likes Chioma already. That people like Chioma won't accept her. Do you understand?
Fine. Don't worry.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying here.
Woman, is that the lady in this picture? Woman, is that the picture?
I'm not sure if it is or not, but that's the picture they used to present the story.
Yeah, for the story. Yeah.
Okay.
So, any other person?
Chioma, do
you still want to say something before we close, Chioma? Because you're the only one that's not.
I just want Temi to maintain his stance on
the
type of woman he wants.
Thank you.
You don't have to be having sex before marriage because
Thank you.
God, in His infinite mercy, will provide that perfect woman for you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Chamba, would you go for a guy like him? I mean,
yeah,
100%. So somebody will be benching out behind. Yeah. Any other person? So, Chamba, do you look like somebody that can abstain? This is your voice.
Yes, I can. Yes.
Then when you come and get tell me, hello, good afternoon.
No, all of us. Every human being is capable of abstaining. You just have to exercise self-control. And then you have to have a plan with God, and He will see you through it.
Ashe, thank you for your advice.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Love
Thank
you
you.
guys. Mwah, mwah.
Same thing. I
Good
love
night.
you. I don't catch
But
that.
one thing
I
about
don't
life
catch
is
that
that
kiss.
no, Dropsy, one thing
Yeah.
about life is that it's good for us to be truthful in all that we do. You understand?
I agree
Sometimes some
totally.
people, I'm not saying it's some people are very pretentious. I mean, they would present the picture that you want, but deep
Exactly.
down they are doing something else.
Yeah,
Most
exactly.
people
I
are not truthful. You understand?
agree.
So
Okay.
all this abstinence. That's why they use it to catch a lot of Mugu men and deceive the
Mm.
men. Only at the end of the day, we find out that she's even a promiscuous woman.
Okay.
Ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́sọ̀ yẹn. Ẹ̀yin
Dusi.
jọ̀mọ́. Okay, go ahead.
Dusi.
Yeah.
Just as one man said, sometimes I want the world to stop so that I get off. You come, you say, pray, pray, pray for him. But the what you have as belief that you use that word pray does not support that you will agree to marry a man. Leave him on 3 months to the time you jump out of marriage for whatever
No,
reason.
Madam Zita, after wickedness, then you pray.
You pray. So I'm telling you, this Gen Z, I'm looking, I don't want to look forward to what they're going to do to this planet Earth. Because you say pray for him, but the God in his infinite mercy doesn't tolerate what you have done already. So I'm kind of confused, but it is what it is. Let's watch. Una bye bye you. See you
No,
next time.
Madam Zita, we do this. You do as much wickedness as you want to do, and you pray for God in His infinite mercy. But after you
Exactly.
have discharged so much wickedness,
Exactly. Exactly. So that's it. So people have got, me, I'm always on the boys' side because I've got boys only. I don't have girls. So you girls that you think you come and tell my boys that let's abstain. You are deceiving yourself because me go more goro. I'm in for all this wahala. I'm here for una. Okay, because there's nothing like that. My boys is going to bench
Josie, are
you.
you going to be the referee? You're going to throw them into a room
Definitely.
and
She
say,
will hold the leg,
Definitely.
oh. She will hold the
Mrs.
leg.
Rosie, you don't understand. I'm going to be the referee. There's nothing, nobody can ever deceive them. I'm here, Gidigba. Don't come and deceive me with that kind of story. Let's start praying to God. Before we do the things, we go pray to God. You know how these people that they will pray before they start.
I'm going to get yeah now, not obìnrin, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Mowa.
Rosie, when they want to bench, then they will pray. After benching, let's pray again. So you better stop it. All of you now better stop it. Stop it. All that thing, I don't want to hear it again. I'm not saying you guys should be sleeping around, but you have to be with that woman that you're with at that particular time.
That
Understanding
is, Lucy, that is why you
yes,
get so much pretense today. Even in the church, you will
yes,
see pastors sleeping with
yes.
other men's wives, sleeping with
Everybody,
all the choir girls, and yet
Yeah.
they'll
other
be
men's
pretending and praying
wife. Yes,
and
in the
faking
church.
people.
Huh? But sleeping with everybody, married women and unmarried women in the church. One pastor would have slept with 80% of the women in the church. This pretense not on you, and the pretense is not on you. Make una stop and look at my face very well.
They'll
Nobody
be
can
deceiving the world. One
huh?
pastor like that, anybody you want to marry in that church, you must sleep with the person before we hand you over to the person you want to
Imagine,
marry. And they are
imagine.
pretending, fooling themselves.
See that level of
I'm a
deceit.
Christian, no, don't get me wrong, oh, but there's too much pretense in the world, too much
Mm.
fake people in the world. People are,
Oh, I'm here for you people. You go know say you get one mother-in-law. Okay, let's start it. Vincent, I'm going to talk to you after I sing. There's nothing like abstaining. If you are with a woman, you be with that woman fully. When you say
Okay.
you are not doing it again, you move on. So not sleeping around. You have to learn how not to sleep around. I don't support that. But when you're abstaining from that girl that you're with, you are deceiving yourself. There's nothing like that, Vincent. We talk about that one. There's nothing
All
like
right.
that. You are me. Yeah. So that's it for today. So anybody, one man, do you want to add anything or Mike? Any one of you that wants to add anything before we leave today?
I think you've said it all, Dupsy. If you want to start to bring it home.
but Mike Babalawo, you did not give us what you first said on this, so
Mike Babalawo, on mute.
See,
what is the fast version on this?
what if I say is before you sleep with someone or marry someone, you have to check if your ori match each other, meaning your spirits, your guiding spirit match each other. That's the number one thing. Because and even some people, you can sleep with somebody and carry a curse. This sleeping with someone thing is very dangerous. People don't even know that. Assassin, so you have to be careful. So, and also, it's not just person being good or being not good. Two people can be good and their spirit don't match each other, and it's still not going to work out. So, it's more about matching. And even if two people are bad and their spirit match each other, you work out. Even one person is bad, one is good, and they are let down bad, it will work out because they will be happy seeing each other every day. They will be happy being around each other because their spirits match each other. So that's the formula to this whole thing. It's not really about whether one person is good or one person is bad. Everyone is capable of being good and bad. It's just a matter of their spirit matching each other, and that's all it takes for people to be together and enjoy their union. That's why in our tradition they say, you need to consult before you get with someone. I consulted before I got with my woman, and I've always been happy. I've never had a dull moment or unhappy moments. We just match.
Yeah.
So that's to me, that's the formula.
Yeah. Babalawo Mike, thank you so much. Vincent, what do you have to say to us before you leave us today?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm still staunch in my opinion. I still think celibacy before marriage is the way to go. Both parties get to know each other properly, and it's not like, oh, you were just using me for my body. None of that. No, there's already an established connection there before
Vincent, I'm going to do something. I'm going to put your image up as you're talking. Look at this one that looks like a Playboy. Just the archetypal Playboy telling you that celibacy. Look at professional Playboy.
After he has rocked all the girls, so he rock one. After rocking them to the ground, now you are staining.
Maybe his pastor is watching the show. That's why he's talking like this.
Woman, I will say, just look at my son, Temi. I will send this picture to you. You have to see him very handsome. I'm not even kidding here. How can a woman sit to me and say, we are not going to... I'm telling you. You will see him, woman. I will send
I'm telling you,
Rosie, I'm not even joking here. If you see Temi, Temi is a handsome dude, though. I don't understand this. Don't worry, woman. I will send this picture. Yeah, Temi, anything to say to us before we leave?
Yeah. One last thing on this topic. I'll just say it's been just over a year since I've abstained, and I've just noticed that my standards have increased since then. The way I view who I should be with has increased because I'm not thinking about sex all the time. So I just think that's my personal journey. So we'll see how far, but I'm also staunch on the belief I should abstain. But I really understand. I needed this conversation because I'm not really having this out in the open like that. But it was good to hear people's input, and I can see why it's important to consider to be intimate before marriage. But it has changed how I think and how I viewed relationships since I decided to. So, yeah, that's me.
But please don't abstain too much and get used to masturbation so that when the real thing happens now, you are stuck on masturbation.
And see, I also want to
because that's what some men do. They abstain. They get used to that, and that when the real thing comes, it's a problem. So please be careful.
The journey too. Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
But it's part of the journey to not to touch myself as well.
Oh, wonderful. God will help you, and God will guide you. God will strengthen you.
Amen.
Yeah.
I'll keep you in my prayers.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rosie. Yeah.
I was going to say that my dad, I'm going to bring him on to the next panel. So he's
that would be great.
Yeah. He'll be the best qualified person because he's got more than 15, 16, 17, 18 years without, being abstinent.
Telling your dad's business like that. Jesus.
I'm serious. He's a master guru at this. So I'll make sure, he'll be on the panel next time.
Is he a pastor?
No, he's not a pastor, but he's very biblical, if I can say that. Yeah, very, very
spiritual. He's a very spiritual person then. He must be very spiritual then for him to do that.
He is. He is, yes,
Bring
very.
him, please. I want
So
to
somebody
discuss.
told you you went 18 years without doing this, and you believe that person.
How about
No, he
prostate
is.
cancer? Prostate cancer.
Even
Koshon check
I
ara.
have four aunties, if I can say, they've all tried to pair him up with ladies, in the West, in
Yeah.
America, Canada, the UK, but he says absolutely not. So you'll see, don't
Please, I'm
worry.
sorry, I don't mean to be insultful, but I hope the engine is still intact. Because
Engine.
sometimes if the engine has faults, we might decide to abstain.
No. I don't know about all of that, but I don't think he has
No,
a
I will
problem.
ask him all these intimate questions when it comes. So please
Yeah.
bring him next week.
So when he wakes
Bring
up in
him
the
next
morning, the
week.
engine doesn't talk to you like, "Baba, what's up now?"
Vincent, you're such a funny guy. Please, I'm really looking forward to that session.
No problem,
tonight.
Auntie.
Oh,
you.
thank you so much, Vincent, for coming today. I really appreciate your inputs.
No
Who
problem.
again? Tell me, okay, Mike and okay, all of us have said something. Thank you, everyone. Woman, can you bring up the super chat for me? Let me say thank you to the people that gave us super chat for today's sermon. Yeah, that's Ola. Okay, Ola, thank you so much for always supporting. Thank you so much, my brother from Ekiti. Thank you, Ola. God bless you. The next person is who? Ola again. Thank you, Ola. Thank you so much, Ola. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Ola, again. Thank you so much, Ola. Thanks so much. Kulata. Thank you, Kulata, for always coming to support Dupsy Baby on Sundays. Thank you so much. And that's Dupsy thanking everyone for attending our Sunday sermon. Thank you, everyone. We had a great session today. We meet each other again next Sunday. Thank you, woman. I love you so much, boss. God bless you.